was it down to? What were the two tides? Was that what?
I know one was feudalism.
I'll kind of step in here. Sorry. You guys still need to do who you're going to be a leader. But then after you decide that, I've already kind of pre-populated what's in here. Your charter is grant because you're being given a stipend every month for a while. Your heartland was chosen as a lake or river, which is the old stag lord spot.
Somehow I've ended up with a spacious pouch that I didn't have before.
Everybody has a spacious pouch. That was the gift that was in my description that I posted last week or during the week.
Took a look at it. It's feudalism and oligarchy.
Yeah, those are the two that you guys had to vote between, feudalism and oligarchy. And if you notice, when you click on the government tab in that little window, you'll notice down there is your kingdom fee.
2 swing votes left.
Might not be heard. So I went ahead and posted that everybody got spacious pouches last week. Did you guys see that in my chat with the 2 minotaurs that stepped into the bar? She delivered a spacious pouch to everybody, so you should all have it in your backpack.
We just saw glowing
bags. I just went ahead and put them into your backpacks. Now the window that opened up is build a kingdom. I've already filled in the area of the charter because the charter, you're on a grant. You're going to be given a stipend a month for the first year or two, depending on how you negotiate that. Then your heartland you all selected was the old stag lord space, which was a lake or river. So I filled that in for you too. And it shows you down below the ability to boost is economy. And then the last two we have to do is government and ability scores. And if you notice, the different ones have feats underneath them. You can actually click on like the fortified fields, or you can turn around on the oligarchy and insider trading. And you should see those things readily available. And you can click on them and bring them up and look at the feats so that you know what they actually are. And then if you want, you can even click on the tab and look at the abilities. So what you're doing here is you're setting your kingdom character up. But once you guys figure out your leadership structure for the party, and you want me to come back in, I can start helping you assign roles. Once you set these last two things and you all agree on what should be the government and what should be the ability scores for the government, and then I'll go ahead and open up the kingdom sheet and start showing it to you as I populate it with what you tell me to put there. Okay? I'll go back on mute because I'm running my mouth again.
How do I go into the kingdom sheet?
There we go. It should be right on your screen.
The kingdom sheet is not available until we finalize you guys' setup of the kingdom. So kind of like look at this as us kind of designing the character sheet, and then once this is done, and I click on the complete, which is the last tab in ability scores, then your character party sheet opens up, and I can show you what's there. Okay?
Sounds good.
I know I thought I had, but I'm sorry. I removed my spacious pouch because I couldn't sell the staff, so I removed it.
Go ahead and add a spacious pouch 1 back into your inventory then.
Okay. I put my votes in.
I did as well.
Hang on, we talking votes for what, the government type and the party leader.
Mm-hmm.
So who's standing for party leader or not standing for party leader?
I figured everybody was available to vote for.
Okay.
Unless they've said they don't want to be a leader.
And then I thought we already did the votes for the government type, so we'd have to re-campaign for that to try to swing people. Or I guess we could just do a flat revote without campaigning for the government type of your choice.
Well, I
thought you voted for oligarchy.
Fuck no.
Unanimous.
No, it was oligarchy and feudalism, the tides.
Yeah, I think with some parties missing, oligarchy was not.
You're muted.
I know I'm talking to you.
Oh, I know, but this is you guys' call.
Nestled.
Full democracy.
The what?
Full
Full
democracy is the
democracy.
magic-based one.
That's what I was voting for.
Yeah, right now you guys have 2 votes for oligarchy, 2 votes for feudalism, and 1 for the megarchy. And that's the amount of players that could vote at the time. So
Hey, can I change my vote?
yeah, I'm muted.
Change it to feudalism?
What do you want to change it to?
Change it to feudalism.
Okay.
Then feudalism wins.
Okay. You're right. Changes her vote to feudalism. That throws it over the top of the vote, so it becomes the winner.
Beautiful.
Maybe
I'll
we
save
can
that
make
one.
decisions already.
Now, if you notice, I've now switched you guys over. You guys should be on the tab that says ability scores. This is where you tell me what you want to fill in here.
Currently, I'm just in a bar.
Here,
It's
I'll
the
show the players
pop-up
again.
box. It's
I
the
posted
Build
it
Your
again. It
Kingdom
should have opened up
pop-up.
on your screen now.
Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
Right.
And then you want to click on the word ability scores because that's the tab that we're at now. You have 1 boost. You could do it to culture or stability.
I think stability is probably a really good one to put it in.
My vote is stability.
Agreed.
I would think so too.
Yeah, sounds sensible.
Okay, that's covered. You have 1 you can put in either economy or loyalty, which sounds good there.
I think loyalty on that one.
Lowest.
Loyalty.
It's our lowest.
Loyalty? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now your level 1 boost can be in any of the 4. Culture, economy, loyalty, or stability.
Loyalty's still low by far.
It is low, but stability would allow us to build things a lot faster.
You have
Is that
2 buffs
economy?
in this one. You do have 2 choices, not just 1. Because just like with your level, you can see them.
See, I like the idea of becoming more stable so that you can take on a culture to build an economy.
See, what I like about buffing
That
the
would be-
hell out of our stability is it let us build roads very quickly and farms. So it'd fix our logistics pretty fast.
But if we don't have an economy.
You build that.
I mean, you can have the best economy in the world, but you need roads to transport that shit in and out.
So mine's locked. I can't do anything, right?
Yeah, this is, I filled this sheet out for you guys.
Yeah, he picks it for us.
Right, because after this gets done, you move to the character sheet for the kingdom, and you're going to choose 4 skills by those that are the first infested leaders, and they'll tell me what to fix, and it stops like 4 people from clicking on a sheet and causing it to get screwed up. Because for this to change, I have to reload the entire kingdom process again and wipe out everything. So that's why this is controlled by the DM, and basically you guys just stop.
Doesn't really tell us what each one does it?
That's in the rules. If you wanted to go, there was the kingdom inside. If you're looking for some extra information, you guys can go to the journal, which is the scroll, go to Kingmaker, go to the appendices, and you'll see there is kingdoms. It is A2 or 2A, sorry. And if you click on it, it talks about everything that we're doing right now. Even step by steps. Creating your kingdom is the way to go through, and I'll even talk about everything we're doing right here. Charters, the whole works, okay?
Skills at kingdom. Abilities.
And I imagine that you want your kingdom's aspirations to be fame, not infamy, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Preferably.
Had to ask. It's a vote.
If you'd put 1 in stability and 1 in economy.
2 ability boosts, then we should definitely put 1 in loyalty. I didn't realize it was 2.
I'll send that kingdom sheet out to everybody too. It kind of blocked the other one, so you can drag it to the side if you want. But if you look on the site, it shows kingdoms. It sounds founder VTT, and then it shows you all the different things you can do.
No, you guys need to be quiet. I'm turning that fucking phone off.
I didn't hear it. That's good.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, so currently we're on +1, +2, +0, +2.
Yep.
That's super funny. I didn't see that the ability scores were kind of like Pathfinder 1E.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Stability is.
So I guess it's a kind of a question of do we want to go for like a flatter balance and boost loyalty a bit, or do we want
I
to
would say
go
loyalty and
strong
stability.
on other features?
I'd rather go balanced. Bring up culture and loyalty.
I mean, culture doesn't really need to get touched yet, though, because it already has that +1.
Loyalty. We can only give one boost to loyalty. You can't give 2 to 1 stat anymore.
Yeah. So we've got to boost two separate things.
The loyalty and stability, because stability we know is going to get hit, especially with the infestation and the fact that every other kingdom has fallen in this area.
Well, that's why I'm saying culture, because it says in their culture is opposed by corruption, which represents citizens falling into debauchery, delving into forbidden lore, pursuing unethical research practices. So,
Oh, that's fair. I was looking at stabilities or being opposed by decay.
yeah.
Either is probably a good option.
So
Actually, no, I'm sorry, I lied. I forgot there's cultists in the area. We definitely need more society.
So I'll go through the first ones. Votes for culture.
Aye.
Yeah.
Yeah, culture.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
culture
one.
and stability, I think, would be. Culture
That
and
one's
loyalty.
got majority. Okay.
Yeah,
Then
and
the second
loyalty,
one.
I think.
And the second one, loyal. Okay, I'll just skip the other two and I'll bring loyalty to a goal.
Aye.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that had majority.
Aye.
All right, we've completed it. There we go. Now, let's see. You guys should now see a little crown underneath the party. Let's see if that showed up for all of you. If you click on the party over in the actors bar, so if you go to that red bar that says the party, there's a crown there now.
To the right, we'll do it.
Oh, yeah, got it. Open kingdom sheet.
Right. Now, this is the kingdom sheet until I update to 13, which is going to make it a lot easier for us. But right now, let's stay on the main page, which is now we have to set rulers and roles. So currently the vote for leader of the party, do you want leader of the party to be the ruler? Yay or nay?
Nay.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the leader of the party will be the ruler. So
I don't know if I don't want a ruler. I want to. Or is
we got
that?
outvoted.
yeah, part of it. Okay, you got outvoted. They just said. Okay, so currently you had votes for. There are
What?
2 votes for Irat as leader, and 1 vote for Eli.
There. You've lost it. Find it.
Are there any other votes that someone wants to cast?
We're voting on.
Leader of the party.
You have 2 votes for Irat and 1 for Eli.
and the leader of the party is the leader of the.
Right. That's what you guys just said. Yep.
I already voted for that. Yeah.
I
Ooh.
would have gone with Daisy.
Daisy's not in the group.
Daisy had to leave.
You mean it, right?
Yes. Or right.
Okay.
Right.
All right, there we go. You got your leader. Now drag her into that position. Okay. She is. I'll wait until afterwards to say if you noticed on that screen, which I will now share with everybody that I'm filling out. You'll see it now. It shows under that. It shows her as leader, and it shows vested or vacant. And if you hover over those words, it'll tell you what it does. So if it's vacant, you get negatives. Okay. Who is going to be the counselor?
Can you describe their role?
Yes. If it's vacant, you get a -1 to all your culture-based checks, and that's their primary thing is to roll for culture events if they're invested. See, the way they did the Kingmaker now is not everybody has to do rolls for the kingdom. Only those who choose to be invested. And investment can change every month. So, like, you could turn around and say that maybe you're going to be doing some more control items where you're going to be building and doing a lot more stuff around that way. You might want your leader to be invested, which would be a rot or the ruler. But then if you're doing other things that are more on stability and culture, you might want somebody like the general or one of the emissaries to be invested the next month to get the bonus roll. Because what they do is they basically give like a +1 to being there. That's really all they do. And then it goes by the skill levels that you have to get better at doing these roles.
So essentially,
Some are -4. If you don't have a general, you get -4 to warfare activities. If you don't have a warden, you get -4 to region activities.
Right, but you guys have enough party members to fill 6 out of 8, so you're going to have 2 roles you need to fill with NPCs. NPCs available are Lorgal, Levington, Levington's wife, Sigam, he's still here. There you go.
Okay. And I think most of the roles are pretty clear. I mean, like councillor, that's like the representative of the people, isn't it? And just general advisor.
They do culture checks, yes.
Yeah, and then Magister's the magic
Correct.
guide lead.
And warfare activities.
Yeah, he does warfare.
Ooh.
so some.
Yeah, so see, that's where it's not as clear. So, and you can't have a person fill 2 roles. So if you had like Thurger turn around and be general, then who's going to be the magister? Because otherwise, when you go to war, you're in a -4. And those 2 can accumulate to be a -8 if you don't have either filled or someone dies. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe we should fill in the
So,
ones we absolutely are conclusive on.
yeah.
Okay. From kind of a role-playing, what I think he would be interested in
Yes,
sort of perspective, I think
absolutely.
CJ would probably be interested in either councillor being the representative of the people or probably Magister from the magical point of view.
Okay, so we'll start with counselor. Your first suggestion. Does everybody approve Puddle being counselor? Say aye or nay.
Aye.
Okay, there you go. You got the job, man. It's that easy. Okay, general.
Yeah,
My big mouth.
Kermit the Frog is our counselor. Sweet.
Hey, man. Does that mean you're going to have Miss Piggy be the general? That'd be fucking awesome. Who's the general?
I'd
That's
like
all I
to
want.
nominate myself for general.
Okay, Theringer going once. Any confirmations?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Got it.
I'll second.
You got it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, emissary. Emissary is going to be responsible for loyalty-based checks.
Making sure that people are loyal. Put them to the task.
we could give that to an NPC for
Are
now.
we doing this the dirty commie way or the ethical way?
I would nominate Lorgal for that.
Okay, you want Lorgal for that? Anybody else want Lorgal?
Yeah.
For
That's
emissary?
interesting. I was
Yeah.
thinking Lorgal as warden.
Yeah, I was thinking Lorgal as warden, but
Okay.
you know,
Okay,
I'm
what
open to persuasion.
Open?
Tell it to me, guys. What makes him a better warden?
I guess so, yeah. I can see that. What Lorgal Warden. But that's region. Yeah.
Okay, should we go scout it?
Yeah,
Let's do
just
it.
checks.
Or we could swap me and Lorgol and put Lorgol as general, and I can do Lord.
Got Lorgul there. There you go. He'll handle region activities. Okay, emissary. Emissary's primary responsibility is loyalty-based checks.
Isn't
I
that
can take it if you want.
Eli going once.
Yeah, sure.
He's
So,
got it.
yeah, foreign
Yes.
policy and potentially spying on people and stuff.
The Magister. Gee, you're getting low on people here. That would be Grim or not.
not where you?
Yeah. The Viceroy does stability, the Treasurer does economy, and the Magister does warfare activities.
Which one would you like?
Well, I mean, from a min-maxing standpoint, sorry, 1 second.
Yeah, no problem. And to explain something too, invested can never be an NPC. I'm gonna drop that pound there right now.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
Right. Invested is only PC activity.
Okay. So how does it work with them filling the slot but not being invested, just out of curiosity?
It's not vacant. See how it says vacant? If it's vacant, I'll uncheck it. Like, let's say right now Eli's emissary, I check it, he's not vacant. I undo the check marks for those that are actually roles that are filled. And now if you'll notice, all the vacants are gone, but they fill the role, so you're not at the negative. That's what they gotta get.
Yeah, if you look at on like the warden, it's a -4 to region activities because it's a vacant
Right,
seat.
only because it's vacant, not because you're not invested or anything. So there's two things to understand here. So
It's not a negative. It's not a potential -8. It's just -4.
yeah, look at it as the player characters are items the kingdom attaches to itself, and your vacancy is your investment in the kingdom. Now you guys can change roles, and all that is it's an activity, and there's a change leadership role that you can make, and you guys can move around. It just has a chance of impacting the citizens because it's like, did you get demoted, or etc., or somebody died, you know.
Yeah.
In that
So
case,
Yeah.
I think we should try to stack player characters where it makes the most sense to have them invested. Like, warfare activities shouldn't come up very often, so Magister in general wouldn't be as important. But like Warden, Treasurer, and Viceroy would be huge.
So do you guys want to move somebody?
Also, if you're invested and you've got so say like Magister and Councillor are both
could be treasurer.
culture. If you're both invested, does that give you like a +2 to culture stuff?
Yeah, if they're
It does
invested, absolutely. It says.
If you put your
Okay.
mouse over invested, it'll tell you. Like Iraq gives us a bonus to loyalty.
Yeah.
You give bonus to culture, stability, loyalty.
So I would think we want to probably make sure we've got for the moment maybe make sure we've got one investment in each of the
4.
in
You
each
can only
stats.
have 4 investments. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what I mean. And there are 4. I think there
and
are
you
4
and you can
stats.
change those every month. So
Yeah.
take that into
Yeah,
consideration.
exactly.
Yeah. So
So if something's happening and we know we're going to need a boost on a strong culture month, then we could
right,
invest both the councillor and the magister.
exactly.
Yeah, like right now we can invest and bring our loyalty up 2 points, which would give us another +1.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would make it flex and have 2 more
And-
points to.
And since you guys are getting used to this system, I'm not going to be too harsh. I'm not going to make you do a loyalty check to change your roles around later. I'll give you the first year you guys can kind of float if you need to try to figure out if you need to change positions. And then after your first year as kings and lords, then it's going to be hardened. So as soon as we get to 4710, then all of a sudden this is locked in and anybody changes position, it's actual activity. Okay? And it could incur ruin. Because I'm doing two things to help you guys out with this kingdom building. First, the kingdom's only level 1. So for the first year, you're going to get 150 resources per month or so as a bonus to whatever you roll with your resource size. That gives you a lot of money. You can still only build one building a month, but it does allow you to do some of the other activities that do require resources so that it doesn't pinch into what you would use to build actual physical structures in your first settlement or if you expand to another settlement. Okay? And then
We'll build it.
that's Ophelia saying, I'm helping you guys get stood up, and she's standing up her made men to get this city to go. Okay?
Yeah, cool. You can get the infrastructure going.
So, who do you want to be Magister? Is that Grim or not?
I'll be Magister.
Okay, Grim. Everybody confirm? Okay, there we go.
Makes sense.
Treasurer. Do you want that to be not, or does not want to be Viceroy and we use one of the other NPCs for Treasurer?
Okay, now the treasurer does -1 to all economy-based checks if it's vacant.
Yeah. Well, it won't be vacant because you do have other NPCs you can use. Like you could have Levington step into that role.
Yeah, it just won't be. It just won't be Ken Beth.
Right. Your stability's pretty good.
I mean, also, it's from a roleplay point of view. I'm not sure Not would want to be Viceroy, being the one who's basically building the kingdom.
Mm.
Yeah, maybe I would, because that way I don't. That way you guys don't go out and
True.
destroy
Yeah,
and
if you want to
pack
have
the
a big
forest.
influence on it, yeah.
defoliate nature for no damn good reason. I would be the one to step in and say, those trees stay, build over
He's
there.
going to make sure everybody uses hedge fences because those are naturally growing fences that can last for centuries and not harm the wildlife.
I agree. Use nature
Everybody
as
needs
your
a
building.
department.
He was actually eyeballing either Viceroy or Warden, so.
We're gonna have
Everybody
an
needs
elven tree city.
a good department of fishing.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Okay, so who takes treasure?
do you want that to be Cygam there
Levington.
or
Hell
Levington?
no.
Levington makes sense. I was jokingly suggesting like the moody teenager as treasure.
Tell me how you really feel there, guys.
So a game can be a peasant in our kingdom. He can have that role.
And as you notice, the NPCs automatically remove the vacancy so that they're there. This is kind of nice too. So, okay, you guys have set this up. Go ahead.
Can we change investments without like rolling and penalties?
Yes, that's done monthly. So now let me explain kind of the rest of this sheet before I move on. So you're on the main, and if you notice your resource and commodities, you can see there's a collect button. You'll see currently you get 5 die 4 resource points. Okay, those resource dice give you the points you would normally use to spend to build your community, build your roads, those types of things, establish mines, yada, 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 buy armies. Okay, and then you've got food, luxury, lumber, ore, and stone. Those you're seeing are at a maximum of 4. Until you get your city to like a level 5 or higher, that's the maximum, unless you build buildings that give you an added capacity. Like here's a great example. A warehouse might give you 1 in lumber, or 1 in ore, or 1 in all 4. You know, you have to look at the different buildings, and that's kind of the weighing of when we do these turns. Then before I move on, I did want to point out one more thing. This does not require the party to be in town to do these. As long as you guys are not deep inside of a dungeon or somehow magically sequestered somewhere when the month turns, you're able to do your kingdom rolls because your heralds come out, find you, ask you the matters of state, and then they write back. Everything's cool. We can just basically abstract that in some ways, and I'll say, Harold comes. What do you guys want to do? We'll do this, and then he takes everything back. Okay, and that normally won't change at all unless, like I said, you're somehow magically prevented from talking to the guys. Like you're on the first world.
Don't we have to be there for a week?
Nope. That was removed in the updated rules. So, and I'm using the erratic because it makes sense because there's so much potentiality for magic. It's easy for me to say that, you know, Ophelia hired a scion to sit inside your kingdom to mentally keep control and turn around and work with your other NPC leaders and be kind of a steward while you're gone and then fade into the back. Or you guys could use magical abilities eventually, like sending to tell your people what to do. It's a magical world, not a real one, right? So, and this way you don't have to stop in the middle of an adventure, leave a dungeon, and ride back to town because it's my day to be a king, you know, kind of thing. So
then people delay us and cause their kingdom fall.
right.
Yeah.
So okay, now so what I'll do is we can turn around and we can collect your resources for the first month.
What does
Now I'm going to go over to the new activities, if you'll look at that. So click on activities, and you'll notice there's a whole bunch of stuff there. This is really massive. What I want to point out right now that we only want to focus on is your control DC and everything underneath that. By the choices you did in the type of government you have and where you founded your first settlement, you already have trained in a couple of things. You have trained in trade and you have trained in defenses. Now, what I have to ask is who are going to be the first 4 invested individuals, because those 4 individuals get to choose the 4 skills the kingdom get, and those are set in stone. Therefore, as you go up levels, it will adjust those to make them go from trained to expert to master and legendary, like you've seen before with characters. And certain events will actually give you possibly new skills for the kingdom as well. But that's the only way you change these things out.
Well, I would think Eli and Arat, because that's going to give us a +1 to loyalty, or status bonus. That's loyalty.
Okay.
That's 2 of them.
Yep.
I don't know if it's just one brings it up, or it's just.
Does everybody else agree with that?
I agree.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
Okay. And then
like the Viceroy gives a bonus to economy and culture. I mean, treasurer can't, so let's see. Everything else is culture, ability, or
Treasurer cannot be invested. He's an NPC.
Correct.
Neither can Lorgold, the warden. He can't be invested either.
Okay. But that he's stability. We got plenty of stability.
You guys mind if I go invested?
Go for it.
I encourage it.
Sounds like it was seconded. You have 1 left.
Stability.
okay, so basically we've got to choose culture or economy, or go more stability.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Oh no,
change
we
that.
can't go more stability because Lorgel's an NPC. So
Right.
culture
And
or
then-
economy.
Sounds like
Culture or economy.
so.
With that, I don't see where it actually makes a difference at. I don't see our culture or anything going up, so those are the ability scores.
Who's going? You will on the rolls. That's where you see it
Yeah,
at.
it's a status bonus, not a.
Yeah.
Did you want economy going up?
Economy.
Culture.
1, twice. Okay. Stability. 1, twice.
Ability.
Okay, stability.
Yes.
Okay, anybody else
We've
vote
done
first?
one on, we've done one on stability for
Okay.
Thragner.
Okay, so now it's just culture.
Yeah. So no,
Culture or economy?
it's culture or economy is our choice here.
Oh, sorry, culture. Vote for culture.
I mean, we could take one off of stability and add it to another one if we wanted one for each stat. You could have a +1 on all 4 of our stats, or because right now we got a +2 on loyalty rolls. Try to make up for the low stat. If you wanted 1 on everything, we'd have to switch 1 out.
So not or puddle. Who's invested here?
I would think not.
Yeah, I would think maybe economy is probably good to go early
Okay.
on.
There we go. That was a seconded. That worked well.
Sounds to me.
Okay, so first I will start with the Arat.
Yep.
If you look at your next page, which has activities under control DC, you have agriculture, arts, boating, defense, engineering, exploration, folklore, etc. Yep. And I need you to tell me which one you would like to move up as trained. I believe you currently cover loyalty,
Okay.
if that helps.
Let's see.
This is under ability.
Yes.
Activities.
And there's, main. You see the main and you see activities, and then you'll see there's a control DC. There's all these skills for the city left underneath there.
Yeah, and then you click on ability to the right of the.
Yeah, that would be the roll for the dice to roll it. But if you look, there's an eyeball there, and if you click on the little eye, it tells you where your current bonuses are at.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So you can see.
them on the left.
Yeah. So, and now if you're kind of curious which ones are what, you can see there's commerce. You can click on leadership, region, civic, and army, and it kind of breaks them down into their smaller activities, so it's easier for you to see. And if you double click it, it takes it off. So Iraq, which do you think is good? Do you want to focus more on agriculture, arts, boating, defense, engineering, yada yada yada?
So I can pick from all of them.
Yep, just one, and it'll move to train.
Let's move agriculture to train.
Okay, trained in agriculture. All right, that was Iraq's choice. Thuringer, which do you choose?
I'm going to go with engineering.
Engineering, okay. You're trained in engineering. Okay. Eli.
Hmm. You can skip me.
Okay.
back.
Coming back.
Yeah, sure can. Not.
Wilderness. Last
Okay.
one.
All right.
That was easy.
Okay. Well, that was a short skip.
Are we allowed to make recommendations?
Oh yeah,
Sure.
absolutely.
Warfare might be a good one.
Yeah, I mean, I was wondering because we're starting with by a lake river, boating.
Yeah, I thought about that too. I'm trying to figure out what each one does as far as roles.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
difficult thing.
Are they skills? Those are skills? Or kingdom activities? Okay.
Well, that's why I've kind of had
Okay,
a hard
here we
lock
go.
in engineering, is because that helps set us up
Just
in the initial
stability.
start.
Yeah, wilderness, stability, warfare, loyalty, trade, economy.
Oh, here we go.
Tells you what untrained or trained activities, like some things they don't have trained activities, like agriculture. There's no trained activities listed. You can establish farm and harvest crops untrained. Art, you can create a masterpiece, repair reputation. Engineering, you got irrigation, repair reputation. Intrigue has its 3. Magic has 1, like politics, scholarship. Don't have anything trained. Statecraft, trade, and warfare has legibility. And wilderness, I guess, doesn't have anything to do trained. If that makes sense. So I guess my wilderness would be, why would we have it trained? Because there's nothing we can't do.
You want that untrained?
Yeah, let's take that back.
Okay.
I'll put mine in magic.
Okay, magic. All right. I will change that. Everybody agree?
That way we can establish trade agreements and
Sure.
prognostication.
Yeah, and you get supernatural solution and prognostication
Right.
about coming up with like unusual solutions to stuff, which I think could well be handy.
Yeah. It can be.
Yeah, exactly. You got statecraft, which is pledge ability, request foreign aid, or send diplomatic envoy. Trade is where you can collect taxes, repair reputation, crime. Intrigue's got 3 good ones.
Yeah, I mean,
Just
I'm split between statecraft and intrigue.
I guess to counter that warfare, things we didn't want to go to where we'd be able to send a diplomatic envoy
I
and
don't-
request foreign aid. So if we get past our year, we're not quite making it. Maybe we can request foreign aid and about some more.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
it just
take.
basically depends. Do we want to be focused on being nice guys or sneaky guys? It's kind of, nice or sneaky is kind of the decision here.
Yeah, I guess I'll go statecraft.
Okay. And there we go. That has completed that part of this. Now your activities. I need to name a kingdom for you guys, or you guys need to give me the name of your kingdom, your first settlement. Just the name of the first settlement, and you can name the kingdom if you want later.
Did everybody put their vote in for their kingdom name?
We put names in, ideas, but there was no vote.
Yeah. This is where you guys just kind of hash it out what sounded good. You all read them, so I don't need to go over them.
Well, yes, yeah. So we need a capital city name, really, don't we?
So why don't I just go one by one and you tell me what
Kind
you
of like
want them?
your Lake City, whatever that was.
What, Sentinel Lake City.
Yeah.
I think that's what I came up with.
What's the name of the lake we're on?
Oh, gee, hit the DM with a question. How
It's the
dare
Lake
you
of
guys?
America.
How dare
Lake of
you
America,
all
damn it.
draw the DM into your combo on kingdoms? Just a second here, I'll tell you.
Does it have a name?
I can open the-
Yeah, it does actually. No, it does. It does. Da, 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 da.
Because to be honest, I was just rolling with the idea of pond guard and making it a bit grander.
Tuskwater.
More like Lake's Edge, or yeah. It's Tuskwater.
Tuskwater, yes. That's what it's called.
You know, I have a headset
Tuskwater.
on. Tusk.
You know, this place is called the Stolen Lands. Maybe we could call this the Stolen Kingdom.
It's not stolen anymore. I gave it back.
Tuskwater Lake. I don't mind Tuskwater as the name of the city.
Yeah, Duskwater's pretty good.
Yeah,
Tuskwater, okay.
that's what it is.
Oops.
Let's see, maybe we could put Tuskwater. The capital of this kingdom's gonna be Tuskwater. What? Do we have a kingdom name?
Tuskwater.
It has a clue.
There we go.
I mean, do we want something meaningful, or do we just want something that kind of sounds medieval fantasy-ish? Because there's
No,
plenty
no,
of
we-
name generators out there we can use to spawn
Yeah,
a
I
few
don't-
options.
I don't think we need to name the kingdom just yet. Since we're only
Yeah,
one city.
yeah, we can always name it later.
Very true.
We got Duskwater for the name. Okay,
I'll-
only the DM can type that in.
Okay. So now you kind of move into the activities. I'll share this with you guys so you can see it. So players, there we go. This is your kingdoms, and if you kind of scroll down, it starts your kingdom activities and what you're going to end up doing. So, if you're currently on, let's see, not that one.
this is where we build a structure, we build buildings.
Yeah. You're going to do a little bit more than that. You got to go through what's considered the kingdom's turn. Let me get to that. Here we go, kingdom's turn. Let me share this. Here's our kingdom. Go. You see kingdom show up. You should see if you scroll to the down to the bottom. There's the kingdom's turn. It's on the left-hand side. If you click on that.
Say that again, please.
Yes.
No, say it again. I couldn't hear.
Oh, it's on this left-hand side. If you scroll down, you'll see kingdom's turn towards the bottom. Go to that. There you go.
You got four phases.
Yep. Okay. So the first one is your upkeep.
You could adjust kingdom statistics based on activities you have taken during the previous month. Well,
It's our first.
You have 0 there, so there's nothing to pay for there. So now we're on the activities. You don't pay any penalties. We're in the activities phase. You've done your leadership. You already chose all of that. You're not overcrowded.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. And then we go to your resource collection, which is in the first one. Who wants to roll your 5 4-sided dice?
Well, let the leader ruler do it this time.
Okay. So, Colleen, if you will, roll 5 4-sided dice for me, please.
Hey, just give me a second. Because
Look, let's roll the dice.
Yeah, just the bottom of chat. Yeah, their roller's not working. I don't know why. Oh, it did. Oh, sorry, it did. It just says, if you click on the confirm, I did it a couple times. I'm going to move it out of chat, though, so you guys can see it. Colleen, if you want, just click on the main screen or the main tab. You'll see collect underneath resource and commodities. That'll post to chat.
I cannot hear you.
Oh,
If I take my headset off.
okay.
So everything closed, and now I don't know how to open anything back up
I
again.
got you. It's right here. See you here at the party. This is going to be a new one because there's actually a button for you guys in the party group. And now you see your resource and commodities. If you do this, I'm going to move you back over to chat. If you do collect, it posts all this stuff here and you just confirm. So make sure, I might have to confirm for you.
Resource collection.
Yeah, so just roll the 5 dice.
And
And then I'll add the 150 to it.
what kind of dice was it?
4s.
5d4.
Yeah, that's why I'm moving everybody to the 13 because their tool here for this doesn't work that well. Okay, 9. So you have 159.
No, is it 1d4 plus 5 or is it 5d4?
Oh, it's 5d4. Okay. I'll get that for you guys. You got 12, so 162. There we go. You get 1 fame. You automatically collect that. Okay, now into your activities. We would adjust your unrest, but you really don't have any. We did your resource collection. Now you pay your consumption. You don't have any of that. Now we're into commerce. If everybody clicks on their commerce button under activities, you'll see it right under kingdom. It says everything we need to do. So when the kingdom generates revenue, you got to collect taxes, approve expenses, tap commodities and resources. And see how below there's the buttons for them? We can literally just click their buttons. You're here. That's why I'm changing this out. This one's really horrible, and I do got to apologize, guys. This one's really bad. In fact, we're at a point to where I can stop what we were doing for the original chat. You've decided everything, and take a 10-minute break. I'm going to reload the game very quickly on everybody. The reason for that being is there's a different module I can use to make this so much easier for us. I'm going to see if that's available for me to use real quickly and then bring it back online. If it is, it'll be the interface I showed everybody else online, the black one. Because it's easier to follow because it gives you one page. You're not jumping around, have to click a lot of buttons. You just go straight down, and it tells you everything you can do too. Okay? So let's do a break time real quick, and then I will be back in 10.
Cool. Sounds good.
That way we can all get some coffee too. I want another espresso.
So you're going to restart the games.
Yes, I will restart, so everybody will have to log in. Okay. I got that basic song stuck in my head.
Basic bean, bean.
So now when we look at your turn is laid out on this one screen, period. Okay? So the guy who created this mod for us, which is really kind of cool, you'll notice it says upkeep, your commerce, your leadership, 2 per player. It tells how many that they can do, and you have your perform buttons there. As you scroll down that window, you'll see your region. Tells you that you can attempt 2 region activities simultaneously. It gives you the options of which ones you want to perform, or even if you want to claim a refuge or claim a landmark, making it real easy, your civic duties. Now, when we do get down to that point, you do build a structure, it will actually open up a window, if we're successful, for the buildings for you to choose from. And you can pick one. And then we just drag it out onto the map. The other thing this does too is as you guys create settlements, you all have been moved to a map. This map was generated by the tool. So we tell it how many water borders it has, everything else like that, and it generates us a map, and a map that's built to size. And that's one of the things I needed to bring up. It may seem like a lot of things are abstracted in this. It's absolutely correct. We can look at every building actually having a population of about 500 people who tend it. So as we're doing 4 buildings, you're getting up to 2,000 people. And if you actually look at the ruler on your map, you'll realize that's actually correct because a small area is 4,000 feet. So each building itself is a cultural center around it, and they're abstracting the farmers and the workers and the people, and they're housing to a point. And the reason I say to a point is every settlement needs to have housing, because otherwise you become overpopulated if you don't have quote unquote houses built, at least in a settlement. And it is a building for you to build, and it does have benefits, and they'll tell you all that when you look at it. Okay? So for this one, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to place your very expensive 7th level temple you chose to build. Yeah, you shouldn't get it into your kingdoms at least 7th level, but when you find rooms like that, that's where you get these extra bigger kicks you wouldn't get till later on by claiming the landmark or the ruin and then maybe rebuilding it so that it's worthwhile, okay? Let me put that in here. Your temple right here. Outside your build area, so you still have 4 places to build. You should have seen the temple drop on the map. If you double click on the temple, it will tell you what it has. It'll tell you if there's anything that you've already installed in it. And then you can raise it up to and just, you can click on the button that says temple and it gives you all the details. Okay? Now, if you notice there's weapons, shields, armor, equipment, consumable treasures, those things will get automatically added to those things as you upgrade them through your activities. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring everybody back real quick to doing the first activity in the kingdom. We've already done the gain 1 fame. I've given you that. You're not appointing any new leaders or new leadership, okay? We're not going to have to adjust unrest or collect resources. We've done that. We don't have to pay consumption because you didn't have one. Now there's the taxes. This is where you skip and reduce unrest or you perform. If you look at the collect taxes and click on the word, it'll expand down and tell you what everything is there. So this tells you everything just by clicking on it, and that's what I liked about this interface. See how you can
bounce back and forth.
Right. That was so frustrating in the. Remember when we did Kingmaker a long time ago, and that was the whole thing. You have like 3 or 4 freaking books out trying to figure it out.
Yeah, we put that in an Excel spreadsheet to make it easier.
The accountant lawyer in our group did. Yes.
Yep.
I want to rephrase that. The other thing you're getting a benefit of for the first month is you're given a benefit of 2 resources in all of yours as part of your grant too. 150. So you're also going to be given. 2 of the food, 2 lumber, 2 stone, 2 ore, and 2 luxuries. That'll help you support your building as well. So now we'll go with Colleen. This is considered a leadership activity for commerce. Do you want to skip and reduce unrest or collect taxes this turn?
We collect the taxes from.
You still have people in here. You know you're building buildings.
Have we got the right people invested?
I think you do. I was looking at what we had.
This says vacancies. We got 4 of them check marked. I don't know if that's
Oh, no.
because they're vacant or check marked because they're.
Oh, no, they're wrong ones. There we go.
It would be. We don't have any vacant.
No. And let me double check your kingdom and make sure it's set up right too. I have Irot invested. I have Eli invested. I have Thurger invested, and I have not invested. You can find that by going to the kingdom and then clicking on the button that says creation, and then scrolling down. And then it has your choices right now are agriculture, magic, statecraft, and engineering. Is that correct?
Yeah, I see it now. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and they got the pictures and then okay.
And then if you want, we can go through the buttons real quick. Settlement, if you click on it, it shows you have Tuskwater, and it is your village. And now from here on out, you will have an added map at the top that you can see that says Tuskwater. You will always be able to go back to your kingdom and see what's going on. Okay? Shows you its level, shows everything else.
Oh, it actually has little icons you can use in your kingdom down here.
Yes.
Under first village.
Yep.
And say import them on your world. And
Yeah, I already did that, so you're already all imported, so you have those. I mean, so let's go through the rest of them. That way we can get the first month done and we can go on with regular role play.
Okay. Where are you at?
I am in the turn at the top, so the black window, and now scroll down to commerce, which is the after upkeep.
Okay.
And do you want to perform collect taxes or just skip and reduce unrest? You don't have any unrest, so you might as well collect taxes.
Yeah, so I just
Click the button.
form.
Mhm.
Okay.
when you click the form, and it should
And then just roll
do
it.
something.
Yep.
Oh, there it goes. Nice roll.
Now, if you read, it says you gain 1 unrest and apply the effect of +1 circumstances to your economy. So you gain the 1 unrest,
Rolls, we get a +1.
and then if you click on the button in chat, did you see it in chat?
Yeah, here.
Yeah, so that click on that one, and I already clicked the one about what does it say?
You already clicked this one?
I only did the
Unrest.
unrest, not the apply the effect. There you go. Oh, I have to click it. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna
Sorry, did it give you an error?
click
Yeah,
it.
sorry guys. I guess I have to click apply your negative and positives. Do you want to improve lifestyles? This could be, I could say that's economy. This is where you guys can choose who wants to roll these. So,
What's the,
Continue to enhance your quality of life to
if you get a critical success, you push your improved lifestyle for citizens a significant free time to pursue recreational activities. For the remainder of the kingdom turn, they get a +2 on culture-based checks. And you get to perform all of these once per turn. And this is once for whoever your designated ruler is. So if you want to do these clean, you can go ahead and roll those. And then when we get to leadership, all the invested people get to do 2 per invested player.
okay, so you gotta pick another commerce.
Yeah, just pick, nope, you get to do all of those in a row. So you can do improved lifestyle. You can roll that one.
tap treasury.
I'm working on it.
And you can always choose not to if you think for some reason you're going to get a bad roll. You know?
I don't know when I'm gonna get a bad roll. Maybe when you talk.
Okay, you want to talk. All right, hold on.
I'm really
Hold on.
quiet lately.
All right, apply improved lifestyle. Gain 1 resource dice next turn. That nice one, damn. That was really nice. Tap treasury. You get a negative, you just positive about that one. Oh, you get to choose. My bad, I did that wrong. I apologize, but I just gave you the negative one, this one, because sometimes when you get these failures, you can choose an effect that affects next turn, or you can take a negative right now. Does that make sense to you?
You need a-
Yes, it does, but it's.
Okay.
It does for the treasury. It does for the treasury because it gives you a chance to pay it back before it
Right.
affects your.
Right. Okay, so that was those rules. Now we're going to go into leadership. So I'm going to move into, I'll start with Puddle. And then I'll go from there
I
to,
thought it was just invested leaders.
I thought you were investing. I thought I had you.
I think the 4.
Oh, you're right. It's Eli. So I'll start with Dragner, yeah. Sorry, my bad.
The drag go
Okay.
first.
So, does this include civic actions like building structures, or is it only the kingdom?
That's next turn. No, if you look at that and you scroll down, your leadership is just your things like celebrate holidays, craft luxuries, those types of things. If you scroll down, you'll see in the region, that's where you get to build roads, build hexes, those types of endeavors. And then in your civic is build structures. That comes afterwards. So right now what we're in is your leadership activities. And so you'll get to region activities as well. So that's not per player though. This is where you guys get to kind of mess with what's going on inside the kingdom, like craft some luxuries or do a business deal, those types of things. Recruit an army, those types of things, you know.
Yeah, I think I'll go with recruit an army.
Give it a roll, see what you get.
It just popped a warning that said no armies found in the recruitable banner.
Really?
People.
Oh, okay. What you can do is, it says no people. I just got the thing to pop up and said it did. So you want to try to do that, I'll go ahead and roll it then. And we'll go, do you want to try for a basic army, basic cavalry, and basic skirmishers, and then basic siege engineers? Let me explain the DC. From the lowest, which is basic infantry, it's a DC 15. Cavalry is an 18. Skirmishers is a 20. And siege engines is a 23. And right now, I think you guys are setting at a control DC for your kingdom of like a 15? 14? So yeah, you're going to have to get a few bonuses to get that. Which one do you want to try? Basic or?
Basic infantry.
All right. Go for that recruit. And then I'll make it a public roll for you guys.
Oh, that was on 20.
Okay. Shows all your bonuses there. I think you guys can all see that. You gain 1 unrest. All right. Second choice of yours. You can't choose the same thing twice. Others can try though. So, do you want to stash it? Do you want to do anything else like any of these other ones here?
I'm trying to think. I was more focused on buildings and shenanigans like that, so I.
That's coming. Oh no, that's coming. No, that's still coming though.
Yeah, I'll go with send diplomatic envoy.
Okay. Click and see if that allows you to. It should allow you to roll it. Did it do that? Or did it say no?
Oh, yep, it does.
Okay. And then it lets you choose which one you want to try to do. You can see all your bonuses there.
Perfect. And then, do I just hit roll?
Yep.
I'm sending this to the Church of Iomedae.
Oh, there you go. Look at that. You gain 1 fame. You get a choice here. You do send the emissaries to another group to foster a positive relationship. You can choose to gain 1 fame right now or apply a +2 circumstantial check to checks made with the group. That would be this whole thing for this turn only.
I think we're going to go with the gain 1 fame.
Okay, there you go. Okay, now we'll go to Eli.
Can I repeat ones that they've already done?
Nope,
Or...
once 2 per player. Nope.
Okay.
So we've already done send him and recruit army.
Yeah.
If you haven't decided yet, I know which 2 I'm going to use.
We'll go for it.
All right. I'm doing a supernatural solution and a 14.
Ooh, this is what you lost.
Yep.
Okay, 10 resource points.
Man, I rolled like shit. I got it. +5. Damn it.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Did provide a D8. Okay, now Eli's turn.
Oh, unrest goes against your rolls.
There's an assist in here. Where the heck did I see it?
It's focused attention, I think, is the assist thing.
Yeah. Can I do that to help?
Yeah. it'll help with all the other rules you guys got coming.
Okay. Oh,
Just click the button that says focused attention.
yeah, and then it pops up another window.
Yeah, you
And
just click in the bottom right.
there's a bottom right corner that says say rule.
Okay.
Bonus.
I thought it had more choices I had to make choices on.
Nice.
So tell you.
Excellent. Oh,
Okay.
Shows a little different. Nice.
well, we lost stuff. We better try to gain some back.
Oh, good roll. Gain 1 fame. Look at you guys now. Damn, you guys are already at 3 fame. Nice. Okay. So that concludes leadership activity. Oh, no. Sorry. Leader has 2 to choose from. That's you, Colleen.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of choices here, per se.
You get that. I'll have to pay here though. They think
You could try like capital investments or celebrate a holiday yet. Yeah. Build a community. I don't know if you've got any unrest yet. I think you did. Yeah, you're at 2 unrest already, so you know.
Oh. Well,
So you could do things like celebrate a holiday. Yeah, some of the activities that you guys do will gain you fame, but it'll also cost some unrest. Like when Thuringer wasn't able to recruit an army, you got a little unrest on that because it pissed off the civilians. That's the way this kind of works out. The unrest adds to a negative modifier you'll begin seeing too. So,
yeah, for every 2 unrest, you get -1 to your roll.
yeah, and you're at -2.
Get like a. Yeah, we got a -1 to all of our rolls.
You could try to celebrate a holiday.
no, you're gonna give me a
Full unrest.
second.
1001.
They'll murder you in your sleep.
She'll murder you in your sleep. That's what she's whispering over here. But while she's thinking about what she would like to do, guys, there's a couple things I wanted to chat about too while she's deciding. When you guys get, if you notice underneath your rune, you have corruption, crime, decay, and strife. When you hit certain numbers there and get a negative, I'm actually going to engage NPCs that are going against you. And you'll be able to actually remove some of that through finding out who they are and hunting them down. So I figured that would be a nice little role play way for you guys to stop some of the things happening in your kingdom versus just being abstract numbers you roll on a sheet once a month.
That's cool.
So you get too much crime, you might end up with a thief lord in your one of your towns. You end up with too much decay. Maybe there's actually somebody from one of the cults in one of your towns. Get too much strife, maybe it's some other mysterious or magical force moving against you. And corruption could be the same of any of those, right?
Okay, I want to do the quell unrest.
Okay.
Once per turn thingy.
Go for the click on it.
Yeah.
Ooh! Crit that bad boy! You lose 1 die 6 unrest. That's badass. Check your ass out.
Hell,
3, all your unrest is gone. Damn, nice roll there. Very nice, very nice. And you got 1 fame, but 3's the max dice. So,
I just want to get.
What does fame do for us? Is it like mythic points or something? Or is it something?
actually, I believe it reduces costs on most of the things you do, but let me double check that.
Yeah, we're looking at that.
Wait, we already maxed out our fame?
Yes, yes, you have.
For the size of our city, anyway.
We can only be so awesome.
We're going to live forever.
Fame and infamy. You may spend 1 fame point to reroll a kingdom skill check. You can spend all of your fame and infamy to stave off the effects of anarchy or ruination. You can do this when Kingdom Unrest would normally end up with those things. You earn them by these different things. So right now, you guys got 3 fame points that you can use. You don't have any unrest coming up or any kind of tyranny or anything like that happening. So you can re-roll 3 die roll. That's what fame gives you. You can go, fuck it, I blew it on building that building. I want to re-roll it with my fame.
Okay.
or I want to rehire an army. You know, we're still in that phase, so we're not done yet. So, you know, you could still turn around and go back and say, maybe Threnger wants to try to re-roll on an army again.
Oh, nice.
So it's like hero points or mythic stuff.
Exactly, but for the kingdom. So does anybody want to redo any of their rolls and give it a try? But there's always a chance you critically fail and get ruined back in an unrest.
Oh yes.
I would like to try and recruit the army again if everybody's okay with that.
I'm totally cool with that.
Okay. I'll recruit.
I burned
for you.
resource points, didn't I?
And,
We lost 10 resource points.
yep.
Nice one.
Oh,
Ouch.
Ragnar does not use fame anymore. You're done.
he could use another one to re-roll it.
No.
Seriously?
You cannot attempt to recruit an army again until the next kingdom turn.
Well, he's re-rolling the roll.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, so can I re-roll?
So this is still
Two
one.
was bad, so one's got to be worse. So I think unless anybody says "fuck off," I'm going to spend the other fate point.
We can always get them back.
Yeah.
More
I mean,
unrest,
it
yeah.
can't get any worse.
Hey, I got rid of the unrest. We can
Don't
get
say
rid of it again.
Yeah, I think I'll re-roll that recruit and army roll just because
Yeah,
that's going to be nasty, and I'll hit the button.
Third time.
Okay, go for it.
Third time's a charm. Here comes the power too.
Shut up. Don't jinx it. It'll be great.
The charmed ones. You got a. You just failed. Okay, you just failed.
It was just a failure. It's okay.
Yeah.
If you talk to anybody in the future, we're just going to ignore the diplomats I sent out that did really good.
Okay, so you guys got one fame left if you want to spend it.
Well, we got extra resource points because we're getting a stipend from Rostov. So
Yeah.
I don't think I shouldn't have to re-roll. We only lost 10. I think it's down to what 302.
No, you're down to 152. 152. You get 150, 160. You have 2. Yeah, and you lost 10. You lost 10.
We got 12. No,
Yeah.
Okay, 150.
Yep. And if you notice on your resources, it even shows you your next turn, you're getting an extra dice because of the benefit of one of the rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so after that, you did the,
Well, unrest.
and I think you have one more left to do, don't you?
Yes, but I wasn't gonna
She
bring
did
it
the
up.
full unrest, and she hasn't done the second one.
As people start talking, nobody can hear me.
Yeah, in the future, I'll start a combat turn, and then we can do it that way. It's easy to just track it, and then people have a few minutes, and other people can take a break because they don't. It's not my turn yet. I think the combat carousel helps just for controlling masses.
It took me forever to pick that one.
Since we can't see each other's faces getting ready to jump and say something.
Fuck that.
And if there's one that's not letting you select, just let me know, and I can try the buttons from my side.
No idea how that Rolex watch showed up.
Oh, and so you guys know, any of your resource points that aren't used at the end of the turn, you're zeroed out and it's added to your experience.
Pledge of Fealty is a nice one because you get a critical success, you automatically claim a hex.
Yeah.
Kingdom increases by 1. If you get a critical.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think I'm gonna do that, so. Like, get it critical.
And it's more advanced.
Ew,
Access
no.
to share a border with your kingdom and becomes a secondary there. But basically, Pledge of Fealty, if you're successful, you get an extra hex added to your kingdom.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. We should do that.
Okay. Go ahead and click it.
Is everybody okay with that?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Well, now I can't find it because I just scrolled. Where's it under?
I'll be back.
I'm not sure which one you're going
No,
for.
I want.
what's under? What?
Which one is he?
I don't know. I would say just. I would say. Let's see. You can look at this one. Unrest. Okay.
I looked through all of them. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Kingdom gains +2 circumstances bonus to resolve events. Yeah, those are all loose things. No, that's really simple.
Yeah, nothing works. But I didn't know the one he was talking about. I didn't hear him.
I didn't hear him either. You talk about things. I would say,
Ask him what he said. That would make things so much easier.
okay. There was a request from somebody to do one of the activities. You're us wondering which one it was.
I was just reading the pleasure fealties. It's a really nice one if you do good, but
Oh, I did look at that one too.
That one is also risky, however, because it can spike
Yeah.
your
Mhm.
unrest pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could go.
you gain 2 unrest is the most you can get.
You know,
Then
we
increase
could
the
go.
ruin of your choice. Yeah, it's either going to get really good or you're going to get an enemy.
Um,
You could go for clandestine businesses. I don't think anybody's rolled that one yet, have they?
yeah, but look what it gives you. I don't want to deal with that.
Okay.
Make a deal with the mob.
Yeah, there's that. There's that.
What's that?
You could end up with a mob. A lot of corruption and a bunch of other stuff.
Well, then we get more experience points for fighting all the time.
Now, you're not obligated to everybody doing 2 things a turn, so you can always skip 1 too.
This is all fun. I really don't like.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean for it to say gaining 1 luxuries. I don't know how that happened.
Didn't you? Clicking.
It did
Yeah,
increase.
Because I thought it was a hypertext to explain what the fuck a luxury was.
Well, I have no idea how that Rolex watch showed up.
That's clandestine activity there.
Sometimes it's just that, or you just say, let's move on to the next phase to reach it.
You know what? Here's what I'll
Trying
do.
to figure out how to fence the Rolex watch before we get in trouble.
Do we
Oh
have
shit, I
any?
forgot this was in my bag.
We
Let's
don't
see.
have any of those. Jesus fuck.
Give
Has
us the side gam and tell the authorities.
Has anybody done craft luxuries?
No.
I feel like I need to.
Craft it. Go ahead. Craft luxuries.
Yeah. I bought this coach
You
purse,
gained
but
one.
it says Oach on
You
it.
gained 1.
Nice.
You lose 1 of the rolled resource dice, but you gained the.
Okay.
It was something.
And that moves your luxuries to
Three.
3.
It's a
For
luxury.
luxury? Nice.
Yes.
Whatever that is.
You use now. This is where we're going to start getting into the. You'll see where they come in at. Now, there are 2 actions that take place. This is for the current person that's the leader. You can abandon hex, build a road, claim a hex once per turn, clear a hex, establish a farmland, establish a settlement, those types of things. You see these all underneath region. If you want to look over those, listen to your advisors at what maybe you think should be the 2 things you guys do. You only get 2 of these. So there's also claim hexes too, because you can't establish a mine in your current hex or anything else like that. And after your stipend ends, if you don't have your own established mines and other things of that ilk, you're going to not have any of those commodities coming in.
The first one should be established
have-
settlement.
We have any mines on the
You
map?
did that already.
We have done that.
That is this place right here. It's your first settlement.
That's what I'm saying. We have to click establish settlement first,
Done already.
so you don't have to.
Nope.
Then why is it part of the list?
Because you can build another one.
Okay.
So you can keep expanding in another hex. Yeah, one settlement per hex.
You only have to say, but we don't need to talk about it. Jesus, I didn't realize we were going to play. Let's
I
build.
would think we'd build roads up to Levington.
I think we need to claim hexes in order to build roads, though.
We've already explored those hexes. We can build
No,
roads.
you gotta claim them. You only have one claimed hex. You're sitting in it right now. Yep. This is the claim and explore. This is why this can be fun and take a while.
Yeah. So I
What
think
about that?
we're claiming hex every turn for a while. I think.
At least one, but then you can build roads too.
But we can also
Yeah.
fortify a hex as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, where was that hex that,
But if you fail to claim the hex.
I assume when you claim hex, does it have to be one next to your?
Yes,
So-
absolutely. Okay, here's the thing. If you don't, they're considered non-continuous hex, which means it's not possible for your armies to make it to them quickly, those types of things, and they lose some of the resources. They have to do their own kind of kingdom turns for that settlement, which makes it rough, even though you're still the leaders, and you can't build a road to them until you claim the hexes in between, too. So there are some snafus to not having adjoined hexes. So they're treated as separate kingdoms for a short
maybe
period of time.
claim hex?
Okay.
Do any of our hexes have refugees? Like the one had the busted down tavern.
Right,
One right
exactly.
above us.
Now this is where I'm going to teach you guys how to actually be able to do things so your DM's not always dragging you around. If you look at the top of your screen, you'll see stolen lands.
We could change the map.
If you click to there, you'll go out to your big map. Your kingdom stuff is still open. You still see all of that stuff. And now if you come over to the side, remember we had that little hex button on the side by your character stuff on the left-hand side? You click that and you'll see the one red hex you own right now.
So, if we claim the hex that's to our top right, we can also establish a farmland, which we need farmlands.
Oh yeah.
I agree.
And
Because if we can't feed our people, people tend to start getting angry and killing
Right.
pretty quickly.
or you guys got to do some of these other kingdom activities to try to, you know, get food. Like you can do trading and stuff like that, but you end up spending a lot of your resource points to buy one or two food things.
What's the one with the bony X in it?
This one right here is the one with the ruined evil temple in it, where you fought the plant.
Oh, we wanted to fortify that.
I'll move you guys down here so you guys can see it.
It's either that one or the one with the.
I'll move you down to where your kingdom's at right now, so you can see it.
Well, if we want to claim a hex and then also do an action after we claim a hex, we would have to go with the top right one or the one directly to our left, because it needs to be on a river tile.
Yeah, and if you choose the hex to your right, for one, you haven't surveyed that one yet, so it's not reconnoitered. You should be able to handle over it and see if it says you reconnoitered. Oh yeah, you guys did, sorry. But you have to build a bridge, because you don't have an existing bridge. That's one of the things you can build. Otherwise, the commerce between those two sides actually takes extra resource points.
Why does it have to be a river?
Well, I mean, there's also a bridge that leads from our section to the top section that's on this landmass.
Yep, right
It'd just
here.
be yeah. So we don't need to build a bridge right now. We could hold off on that for a second.
And you don't have to build that bridge. It's a landmark, so you can claim it, and it's in ruins, so you can rebuild it for free. Yep, and you get bonuses for that too.
Yeah, I think the one. I like the one with the Y in it because you can put a settlement that actually gives a little more control over river traffic.
So, honey, if you move your thing over here,
But we can clear that evil temple out.
Yeah, I think we should probably maybe claim the hex with the evil temple so we can clear it out at some point.
they're talking
Yeah, we
about
can head
which
towards
hex to
that
claim right
direction.
around here. So they're talking about this one or that one. So you guys are thinking about the one with the X on it, the old temple? Or you're thinking about the one to your, the Y, okay.
Yeah, just to the right of it.
Okay, so everybody's voting on this one right here for your new landmass?
Well, I don't think we've reconnoitered it.
Is it said recommended? Nope, you guys have it, you can't claim it, sorry. You're limited to this one until you actually go out and adventure and reconnoiter. That's part of where you guys still have to go out and adventure and do things.
Well, we haven't got, we only got one we can do that.
Right.
That one, or
It's only really that
Okay,
one.
that simplifies the decision then.
Okay, so you're going to try to claim this hex. So, Colleen, if you would go ahead and roll claim hex once per turn.
Seriously?
Oh. You're on.
oh, right on the money.
Lose one resource point, and I will now mark that as a claim hex. There we go.
Increase our size by one. Yeah.
Yes. And the other thing you're going to get out of this too is it does have a ruined temple, but that one is so ruined it's going to be considered a ruins inside there that you can rebuild into anything. So I'm going to put into that area of ruins for you to build at some point. Okay. But that's if you put a settlement there. So I want to explain that. You only get the benefits of some things like buildings, like the ruined tavern, the ruined temple, if you build in those areas a settlement. That's where the extra settlement comes in. Okay?
So I guess for the first list, you should narrow it down to what can we actually do instead of this list.
Okay, you've done that one. What's the next one you'd like to do under your region activity? Establish farmlands.
I do agree with the farmlands. How do you guys feel about that one?
How's everybody feel about farmlands?
I think farmlands are a really good idea.
Build farmland. Do that, or
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, let's do that.
establish farmland, or fortify hex. The two I was thinking.
I think Fortify Hex is a good next turn action to do in combination with building a road from our current hex to the hex we just claimed.
So, Fortify Hex.
No, farmland's what he wants to do.
Farmlands, like you said first.
Okay. Establish.
Now we go fishing. Oh,
I guess I'm not good at establishing things either.
could you
So
use
what-
pain point to reroll that?
Yes, you can re-roll if you like, and I'll drop your fame down to 0 now.
Oh.
It resets every turn anyhow.
Alright. Try it again.
There we go.
Better.
Much better.
Hey, look, Godzilla walked through this land.
Okay, now your next civil activity is to build. I'm going to ask that nobody build something until you decide, but everybody can click on perform build. And when you do the perform build, you'll see the little side thing that opens up that shows you the buildings you're capable of building right now. And that kind of cute. I dug this part of it because the other one was us jumping around to a whole bunch of different shit. So if you build your structures,
What I could even do.
and this shows you what you have the ability to build right now. So as you notice, by your resources and your level, you can build a herbalist, tavern dive, granary, etc. If you click on the building itself, you'll see, I believe if you click on the word granary, it opens it up and shows you what it does. Like the granary increases your food capacity by 1.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, so those are like the buildings that in the dive. If you look at the dives, it'll tell you what it does. You just click on the words for it, and that's all you have to do. But you'll notice here, this is where that lumber or all the other stuff comes in.
Yeah, like a general storage.
Like, here's a great example. You need 6 stone to craft a temple. You guys can't build a temple at this level. But you can repair a ruin.
And the first time you build houses in the kingdom turn, it reduces unrest by 1.
Yep.
That's another way to reduce unrest.
Now, as you guys are kind of looking at this, this is where you'll want to go back over to your Tuskwater map. Because once you do the roll for the building you want, you'll drag it from chat directly where you want to place that on the map. It's kind of cool. So what are you guys thinking for trying to build this turn?
Tenement house units. Yep.
Yeah, if you notice, this is the first time you build this, it reduces unrest. You gain +1 to a rune of your choice, so you can kind of stop that too. So
Yeah, that's a great one to stop that.
So
Well,
I mean, granaries might also not be a bad idea, but houses are probably more important for right now.
so vote on building a tenant for the first round, going once.
I
or houses itself.
Yeah. Either one.
I would vote houses because it looks like that's the upgrade from tenement, and it's only 2 more gold.
Yeah, 2 more
It
resources.
also doesn't increase our ruin.
yeah, we won't claim the ruin.
Okay,
Tenement
so
Well,
brings
can we
your
go
ruin up.
straight? Can we go straight to houses? We don't
Yes,
have
you
to
can.
build them.
If you have the resources, yes. Yes. So go ahead and roll for building a house, illustrious leader. Oh, check it out. What did you get? Let's see.
Sad. What are you doing being all excited about that?
Oh, I know.
Pay. It just says pay.
Yeah, pay 3 report resource. What was the roll? It's a DC 15, but you only got a 10. Oh, bummer.
Yeah,
And your fame's gone too, isn't it?
yeah.
Okay.
So is my little window.
It didn't come up and say. It says pay. Dragon skin apply. Slowed and houses.
Yeah.
It doesn't say what.
So you fail to construct or repair the structure, you can try to complete it next kingdom turn. If you do so, you'll need to repay the arcane commodity costs. So, yeah, you didn't even, and if you get like a critical failure, you get like a little ruin that fills up the square that you gotta deal with too. Okay, so that was that thing. That's what it looks like when you're doing your buildings. And then our next turn is, you can demolish something, but you have nothing really demolished. You didn't get an army, so you don't do any of the army activities. Now we check for an event. I roll this, see if you guys get anything. This would also be what I would post to chat to. And then there's no event. You claimed 1 hex, so I can put that in there. That gains you 10 XP for that. You didn't do any of the other. I'm going to give you claim your first landmark or hex. I'm going to give you that one. And then now what we do is we go to the end. Yep, we go to the end of turn.
What about
We get to establish our first village.
Yeah, establish first. Yeah, and then establish first village.
what about establish diplomatic relations? Didn't he send a diplomatic envoy out to
Establish-
Iomedae, and
Yes, he did.
that was
We'll do that one.
All 8 leadership roles are assigned.
Yeah.
we didn't spend our piece, did we?
I don't think we spent 100 of them. I think we have 100.
No, we may have lost that many, but
Hey, Tuskwater is the most gloriously efficient village in all the world.
Okay.
we have some serious fame going, huh? We gained some serious XP too. Damn.
Okay, we're gonna do the resource points. There should be cleared out. We'll end this turn. Okay, that was your first turn as kingdom. Now I'm going to move everybody back to where you're actually staying at. You're not staying down in the community.
I'm sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. And I'm going to move everybody back up to Lemingtons. And when last we left off, two figures had walked into the bar. You just got done sending tons of carts. More carts are coming through. That's what you're seeing displayed outside of Levington's. You're also seeing Lorgal out there, and he's keeping track of everything that's going and coming. He's got manifests coming from Ophelia and the family in Rostov, plus what these caravan leaders are using as well. Guards are walking around, checking on all of the tenements. You guys are sitting in a bar, it's already night, it's almost time to call for camping. You know, just crash out in your rooms. When the two figures walk in and lay out the bags, she said, I imagine you are the lords. And turns around and says, who's got your charter? You see it still sitting on the table because Iago's already walked away. He's somewhere outside walking.
Yes, I'll pick that up.
And she asked for Daisy. She says, I'm looking for one of my kind as Daisy comes in. Daisy walks in, and this is where, in other things when you walk characters, you're going to have these scenarios I call on you to do this. Daisy, you see Cossack looking at you, and she's like, I understand you were freed from your slavery. I'm traveling with my entire company tonight, down to Malfood. We're not going to be in the Greenbelt very much longer. You're more than welcome to come with us. We know, and we've heard from Ophelia that you're looking to expand your horizons and see new parts of the world. You're more than welcome to leave this charter and come with us. And you see the dark-haired one that's got this massive-looking gun on his side. This thing's made out of black dull metal, like black iron, and black shiny metal with green tinge to it, which looks almost like a weird meteoric thing that's sitting on the side. And he goes, girl, come on, you know you want to go with us. You step around all these short people, man. The night is all minotaurs. You'll be with your people for a while. You could use that. All of us. We have a company of 105 minotaurs leaving Rostov area, the Tiger Nomad lands, to go down to Muldoon.
I've never met so many in the same room before, let alone a whole company.
We're pulling out first. We're pulling out immediately. I was just swinging by this to do Ophelia a favor and drop off all these magical things for these lords here. Want to grab your bags and come with us? We're heading on out.
Absolutely.
Okay. You run off back to your room and you tell Levington on the way, I'm leaving.
I'm taking my butter sugar with me.
and Daisy proceeds to leave. You see Casa look at the rest of you and just kind of, good luck with whatever your endeavors are, new lords. Grimhorn goes, yeah, see you on the side. You saw how he was carrying his guns there, Eli? That's definitely a pistolero.
Nice.
But you also traveled with Crenshaw. He's an engineer first and foremost. He's only dabbling in guns. Okay, them and Daisy proceed to walk away. Glad they didn't choose Daisy for any roles. There we go. Bye, Daisy. And at that, what are you guys doing now? This is the part where you guys go back to standard adventure. If there's other places you would like to reconnoiter, look into, this is all up to you guys to now set your paths.
We lost 2 liters in about 5 minutes. What the fuck?
Well, you didn't lose Zerot. Zerot's still there. That's Colleen's character.
You're stuck with me.
They still. We haven't set yet. It's fine.
So have we had the month of downtime?
Yes, this is at the end of the month. So any of your activities you had planned on doing, you completed here. If you want to talk about what those would be, if they weren't resolved, go ahead. And then from here, we're standard play. You'll move by days as you say so.
Maybe we could set up a.
We want to do retraining.
Can we set up a turn order and then everybody?
Yep, I would do that. I'm going to start a combat with everybody,
like to do.
and that way we can turn around and it's a little bit more of a controlled chaos. Maybe I can. Okay. I guess I gotta relog in, guys. Sorry. It's probably from me having 2 game sessions running and recording and Discord.
I'm sorry, so you weren't part of the kingdom? We asked you to leave.
Yeah, you notice how every time he would say, "All right, I'm gonna mute, be quiet now," and then it wasn't even 45 seconds later, his mouth was moving again.
Well, if my mouth isn't moving, I'm probably dead. So you should call somebody. I'm just saying.
I don't mind.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm 3 hours. I'm 3 hours away, and I can feel the heat coming. Woo.
Hey, Taylor can attest to that. I did a 3-hour meeting with him once.
Uh-huh.
It was on OpenStack.
He looks
A fun topic. Let's build our own clouds. Woo!
Yeah, that was a brain dump.
Hey, Stan asked for it. I'm just gonna say. I said, "Do you want it light technical or heavy technical?" And he goes, "Does it come in tons?" We're really far behind. And I'm like, "Yeah, it does come in tonnages." I said, "It's like a 3-hour." And he's like, "Okay." And I said, "That says from 1." He's like, "Yeah." Okay, I'm back in
Yeah.
here.
That didn't bother Stan.
No. He was an interesting fellow. Okay, now let's throw you guys into a combat. And then I'm just going to random roll for y'all because this is just for
That's JT.
boots and hollers.
My eyes were fuzzy, but that dice looked like a pumpkin mask. It was pretty awesome.
So I had to go teach my
Yeah.
teenager how to put toilet paper back on the damn roll when you're,
Oh, is that open hand, smack back of the head?
Did you do it mullet style or did you do it beard style?
No, I stole the toilet paper roll at him and said, "Put it on the roll."
Eli got the highest roll. Here we go. What would you like to do for your month? Is there anything extra you would like to do besides the things we chatted about?
I don't believe so. Obviously, I'll let the group flip through the Sears catalog, and I'd also like to tell Levington and Svetlana that if anybody come looking for me, that tell them either I'll be back here or I'll be down to the south in our new town if they want to look for me there.
You guys see this giant book he's got? It's about maybe 8 inches thick, and it's 8 by kind of 11-ish in size. But the writing on it's not a writing you recognize. It's almost like it's some weird calligraphy. It's not Taldane.
Eli, could you tell me what that is? Is it a spell book? Is it a
Yeah,
Bible?
it's a catalog of stuff you can order.
Give us a
Oh.
look-see.
Yeah.
He's thumbing through it, showing you all pictures of women, tubs, houses, looks like guns, weird clothing, hair care, combs, mirrors. It's got like everything you could ever want. I mean, seriously, it is every shop you've ever been to in a book. Like it's a recipe guide without actually having the recipes.
The Sears catalog.
Yes, it is the Sears and Roebuck catalog of 1895 or 1875. Oh no! You guys see outside on the porch is a Sears and Roebuck's black box crate that's already been opened, and Eli's got on his back what looks like a tripod and an arquebus on his back now too.
Where is this Sears and Roebuck?
Who the fuck is Sears, and how did you buy from him?
I will let everybody here on Eli's turn just once roll a perception check. If you get higher than a 30, you heard it come. Just roll a perception check.
Oh my God, higher than 30. That's
Yeah, it's a hard one.
higher than hope.
Nope.
Close. Close. Oh, nice roll. Nice nat 1.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Only the finest from Thragnar.
Oh, there's a good one.
Ooh, real close. You thought you heard something one night during some of the snowstorm, but no, didn't wake up to it. Real close there. Okay. No one knows how we got this stuff, but it's definitely.
Oh,
Damn, Puddle!
Damn!
Puddle! In the middle of one of the nights about 2 weeks back, you were woke up by a weird sound. You went to the door of the inn that you're staying in, which is right here, and were looking outside, and you saw these two black horses tied to the fanciest kind of carriage you'd ever seen. Instead of being one of the standard stagecoaches you normally see, like it's basically a wagon, uncovered wagon, this was an actual stagecoach. On top of it were guys dressed just like Eli. One of them got off, and as he stepped down, you could hear the jingles coming from something hanging off of his boots. As he got off the back in his duster, adjusted a hat like Eli wears, and pulls off this crate and set it down with a book. And you see Levington come out, and he says, "We don't see your kind here very much." And he's like, "I'm not here for none of you. Delivery for Eli." And you saw Levington turn around and say, "I will make sure he gets it, sir." He goes, "I have more deliveries." As he gets back onto the carriage, you saw the wheels turn a light blue as it seemed to ride ghostly through the other carriages that were in its way, as it rode out of the building, or out of the fort. It literally drove through the wall like a ghost. That's what you saw.
Ooh, cool. I tell everyone what I saw.
Even Eli looks surprised at that one.
Yeah, you didn't make it out there in time.
No.
Okay. So, the remaining, is there anything else you wanted to do?
No. I want to get ready for some exploration.
Okay. Ragnar, what did you want to do for the month besides get you here and all the other things? Is there anything else you needed to accomplish for time?
I mean, no. I was just passing time by beating the shit out of the guards consensually.
Well, they call it training.
I mean, yeah, they call it training. I call it a good time.
Okay.
But I'm just, Eli, you've held out on the fact that you have connections with either one hell of a black market group or a low-key trade god. Who the fuck is Seer?
He's just a businessman. He's out of Chicago, Illinois. Says right here on the magazine.
Anybody can do a social if they got it, 35.
I'll roll the social. I know I don't have it.
Nat 20 still gets it right because you can crit these things. There's always a Nat 20. That's not a Nat 20.
Social? Hey, let's hope.
Neither is that.
Doesn't even add up to.
Well, at least you're getting these low rolls out of the way.
This is true. I have endless roller rolls. What do you think I keep in my bag of holding? It's nothing but nat 1s and 2s.
It's okay. I've
Nice.
already popped my good roll for the session. So
That's how that works, you know.
I've heard of a lot of kingdoms, but I've never heard of Chicago.
Yeah, I don't know where it is from here.
Levington's sitting behind the bar cleaning the glass. He goes, "It's west and south of Russia.
What's a Russian?
It's a place where very nasty people come from."
Are they orcs?
Levington leans forward. He goes, "You may have forgotten about the frost giant's children. They treated with the frost giants long ago. You may have heard of that conflict that took place. The sorceress that was up there. Didn't? You might want to look into it. It's part of the history of that frost giants. Monik told me that you killed one of his kids. It's part of his background." So he looks at Eli and goes, "So Ophelia told me that the delivery man might come by from time to time for you. But she also said be weary of those giants because they do work with Russians.
What do you mean by for him? They're not planning on taking him anywhere, are they?
The giants are, I think, he looks around, he goes, you still see there's other people in the bar. He said, you still have the same price on your head as you did have. It's not gone away. You may be a king. You may be a king, but you still killed another king's son.
Yeah, but I welcome a bitch to try.
Yeah. That's the way it goes. Okay, anything else you...
No, I just informed the group that, you know, I got all the things necessary. Nobody's going to be flying up on us anytime soon.
Anything Yorel wants to do over the month?
Probably just get a sense of the place and meet people and,
Okay.
you know, make sure that she's not scary to little kids.
You did tell me one thing you wanted to look into, and I'll remind you of it. You wanted to look into the building, the manor house, and if it's owned by Rostov. So during this period of time, you guys could do a social check, and you could bring it up to the group and look into it. If you'd like to do a social check now, and offer it out to the party to see if they've heard of anybody living there, everybody could do a social. The DC is a 25, and they'll know, quote unquote, if that house is owned by somebody in Rostov, and if that area is claimed by Rostov as well.
And I can roll this as well.
Yes. Yes. Oh, damn. Nice roll.
Fortunately, I don't have a modifier, but, you know, I rolled real good.
Everybody rolled pretty good. Wow, that was pretty good for Rot, too. Damn.
I'm just gonna. I'll take the low one.
Oh, close. That was almost a 20. Damn. Now, you guys don't have a clue if that place she was talking about, because don't forget she said she came by a manor house where a lot of those little plants were
He
grown.
said it was a plantation that had all these grotesque.
They looked like little versions of the big thing they were fighting.
Yeah. Like baby versions. So maybe we should go, I don't know, flamethrower and clean it out.
Oh, I'm so happy you said that. I've been wanting to use this. I made my weapon super flamey and hot because fuck this fungus.
We
Let's burn that place to the ground.
We should, however, speak to the only living member of that family to make sure that she is okay with us burning her home to the ground.
That's communicate out to Rostov. So part of the
Her with Daisy, and
they came here and they've since moved on to Rostov over a week ago or 3 weeks ago now. So and Rostov was a week away, so they've only been there for 2 weeks. You did get word that the mother had passed away. She wasn't able to be safe because there wasn't a cleric that could keep her alive with the wounds that she had. Otherwise, besides that, no word has come back. Monic has not come down either. This gift you guys were given was delivered obviously by Cossacks. But now you imagine before you leave that Monic will make an appearance. So I'll get to you guys as months and then I'll get you with Monic. So
yeah, could you just maybe send a word out that we would like confirmation?
Yep. And then one of the things you guys might want to do too, and I'll go back to Irot's turn real quick to do that. You guys might want to say anything that you've changed about yourself that the others would have noticed in this last month.
Yeah, I was also wondering, I just didn't want to take up the time, but because there was a change in people, if you could just give me kind of like a little blurb about goals that your character has that maybe you could
Work towards?
work with, if you guys would be okay with that.
And then also, things you guys might want to point out too is Thuringer, you've got a flaming weapon, correct?
I got a flaming weapon. My gloves have ghost touch, and I have returning bolus.
So your gloves glow, and you have a set of glowing bullets on you. Everybody's realizing Erot's shield also has a modification to the top of it that actually snaps into place on it, and then you're noticing that it's holding on to a potency rune that should be on a weapon. So she's pocketing a shield augment, and a shield augment allows for a potency rune from a weapon to be installed in it. And you guys have caught her every once in a while practicing with it. She's out in the yard throwing her shield and it returns.
Kind of like the, Captain America throwing the shield at the tree and shit. Yeah.
And since it's got a weapon augment on top of it, it's treated as a weapon for her to do damage with too. Eli's got the tripod. I can know that one. I don't know. Did you get any shopping done? Did you buy anything? Are you there, Brian?
He's got
Okay. Anything glowing or changed on you that's visible?
Well, I wanted to do the flame rune.
Okay, on your blade?
Yeah.
All right, I'll add it to subtract gold. I can do that.
Good choice.
Flaming. Yeah, that is a good one. It has
You'll
flaming.
see.
Go ahead.
You'll see. Eli has a bigger gun.
Oh yeah, a really big cannon now, don't you? And then also, if any of you guys seem like your weight's pretty heavy, don't forget you have the spacious pouch. You can, I believe, you can drag your backpack into your spacious pouch and drop it there, and it should reduce some of your weight.
Oh.
Because the spacious pouch in your backpack reduces the bulk of the things that are put in it, and it actually does it automatically in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I do that.
I just dragged it all across individually. But
Oh, did you?
Because I didn't want the world to implode because I put a container inside a container or something stupid. Can you wear the spacious pouch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got it.
Check
as
bag.
well. Okay, cool. I guess I could probably just sell off the backpack if I didn't need it.
There's that too. It does have a limit to the spacious pouch, so. And there may come times you want to hide that little magical glowing leather bag, right?
Yeah, well, we could always put the spacious pouch inside the backpack, but then does that mean you've got to spend more actions to retrieve stuff?
Yep.
True.
How large is the spacious pouch?
It's a type 1.
25.
So just like a small cloth bag?
It's 25. If you notice underneath it,
It carries 25 bulk.
It holds 25, but it never weighs more than 1 volt.
Right.
So theoretically, could I hide it underneath my tabard or loincloth, whatever you want to call it?
Absolutely, you can put this anywhere because it's an extra dimensional pocket. So you can fold it flat up against your chest. You can put it between your butt cheeks if you like. You could hide it underneath your head.
That's what I'm thinking right now. I'm thinking about using the time honored
Clinch, warriors,
Put it in
Of
your
the nut
prison
tuck.
pocket.
in your prison pocket. That's fucking awesome.
It's not going in the prison pocket, but more of the gooch per se, where I lift up, tuck it in.
It's gonna have a little duck butt around it. I get it.
Oh boy.
Oh my god.
Nasty.
Well, it's definitely making it a thief proof because they know thief and want to stick his head in there, man. I'm just saying.
Hell no.
Nasty.
Wait till he gets 2 and looks like that Transformers movie.
Well, it's funny when he goes to get something out of it. It's kind of like he's itching his ass. I'm just saying.
So Ragnar has invented the first nut sack in the game.
Yes, yes.
Have a nut sack.
Perception to
He's
not
doing the
see
job.
it.
He's doing the job.
You're right.
Is there anything you're doing? Besides watching Ragnar kind of squirtle around like he's got something stuck in his craw. Because he does.
I ain't looking. Hey,
It's a gym. We're all used to it here.
I do look a little different. I've got no longer have a steel shield. I've got a buckler. It's got a tree on it, and I've got a staff. A different pair of goggles, and I've got.
Ooh, not wearing goggles. He's all going steampunk.
You are the cutest leaf I've ever
It's
seen.
winter out too,
Oh
correct?
my god.
Yes.
That's what season we're in.
You're actually in the equivalency of November. You're just starting. Yes.
I've never
It's
seen
like
my
a- it
legs
looks
in the
like a-
snow before.
Looks like I got snow on my shoulder. But it's like a shawl. Okay, I know I was gonna help PJ out with his training, but I also want to. Well, I'm trying to talk with Levington to see what he knows to me if he wants to buy this mushroom staff. We have no need of it.
As you just a second.
I'm walking around.
As you say, I'd like to sell this mushroom staff because you have it because it was given to you by Iago. It slides to the other side of your body. Every time you go to hand it out, it moves to your other hand. One to your back.
Mother.
That's a clever trick. How you doing that?
I don't know. I'm not doing that on purpose.
I've only seen one other item do something like that before, and it was charmed.
And when it moves, you get a feeling of sadness, like rejection.
It's rejecting me? Or like
No, like you're feeling like for some reason you're rejecting it and it's sad about it. You're feeling that. It's empathically speaking to you. Oh, yeah, there's that, right?
Okay, well, I gotta spend 2 weeks with PJ, so it's gonna be like, hey. I guess I'm
Do you,
looking
hey,
for
Tim, do you understand staffs in the new system? Okay, the way staffs work, which is kind of cool, and during your day's preparation, you can choose to sacrifice spells, and depending on the level of the spell you sacrifice, you give it charges.
I can do
So-
it. I can do it. I give it 3.
It already has some right now. It was born with some, and I do want to put it as that. Born. So you guys got this cut out of that plant, remember? You guys didn't just find a spore staff. This is what was inside the pod Iago was carrying from the dead thing that you guys. That's where this came from.
Oh, I totally didn't know that.
Remember there was a little stinger hanging out of it? That's the bottom of the staff.
That was a little. Yeah, we had that pod, that seed pod,
Yes.
we thought.
From that giant plant that was kicking you all's asses.
So,
Okay, well that's totally different. I thought we just found it.
No.
huh.
Yeah, sorry. Well, I know how stabs work. I know I can daily automatically I can give it what? So 3 points, and then I can do.
Oh yeah, just you want to read up into stats. You can. It just depends on how many spell slots you want to sacrifice. That's why. Sorry to say, Condit was a bad player. He had a really kicking character that could have helped you a lot. Because the staff Magus, I think, is one of the most powerful characters in this game. By the way, it's able to create its own staff. It's Nexus staff. And then he can impregnate it with it. Oh yeah, and he can make as many of those as he wants. And there's nothing in the system that says you can't walk into combat holding on to 2 fucking staffs. And that makes somebody really tough.
Are you
So-
fucking kidding me? The whole time he
No.
had that available?
Yeah. Oh, he had a staff. His staff. He magic, not that one that you got here. He had a staff of his own, but it had needle darts built into it, and one other spell along with Hand of the Mage, and he could make any other staff he wanted to, and put cantrips in it up to first level spells, and then empower them every morning by sacrificing his own spells to give them extra charges to do things. And then any staff he has that he's created, he can upgrade it as a free. He pays half the cost to upgrade it to another magical staff out of the system. Yeah, that's really powerful class. That staff, that next to staff mage. Yeah, he was a quad. He was a quad.
That's
So-
fucking ridiculous that he did so little then.
I know.
So
but that's because it was a quad. He was.
So who pulled? I guess who pulled the staff out?
The pod cracked open, and this was inside. This happened as soon as you guys got back here with Iago. He handed out the charter and left the pod there too. It cracked open.
So I was the first one to grab it.
Right. He also gave everybody the staff you guys had. So
Okay, because it said it's only tied to one.
There's stuff inside spores.
well, you only pulled one spore out of that plant, but yes, the staff was in there.
So the spores are like a treasure chest.
Well, they were alive for one.
Hey, I know where a field of them are.
There's one.
There goes our academy.
Okay.
I just want to point out that's problematic. It means they might be farming magical items.
And then Puddle, did you have anything you wanted to do over the month?
Yes, please. Firstly, yeah, definitely I'd like to do a little bit of retraining, because that's retrain Shadow Mark to battle medicine and move point from expert stealth to expert medicine.
Okay.
I'll do
And-
that.
I can do that.
In a moment.
Yep, do that.
I did training.
Yeah, that's all you need to do.
Actually, as not retraining me. Also, I'd like to craft the silver chain for the sphere.
Okay, that's done and completed. Dwarves are easily able to do that.
Okay, so that's what 20 gold for that, isn't it?
Right, and now you have the 40 gold piece chain, which can be used as a 40 gold pieces worth of material if you decide to upgrade it to a magical necklace later on, too.
Ah, cool.
Because that's the cool thing about your gear in this, it becomes the base cost, or part of the cost as you go to upgrade things, too.
Okay, well I shall subtract the 20 gold, because does it cost?
Mhm.
It costs 20 to craft it.
Yep, only half, and only half, yep. And since you had time, he was able to do the extra gold over the month, and you guys didn't have an extra cost to it. It's good to be kings. Or vice versa. Anything else you'd like to do?
I spent 20 on that. I've changed the skills. Oh yeah, as we were talking about gear changes and things, I have bought some boots of bounding.
Can I fix that?
Okay, yeah, you got the boots. Cool. I already did. It was improperly there. He doesn't have anything to do.
I'll just share those. But they, I don't know if they look particularly. Yeah, they're just sturdy leather boots, so they probably don't look particularly different.
They're magical. They got a glisten to them, maybe a little glow. Sparkles when you move.
But yeah, I think that's kind of about it. That's probably most of my month spent anyway.
Okay, cool. Grim, did you have anything you wanted to do?
Oh wait, I know what I want to do.
Go back.
The spells from the tube.
Yes.
I have them at the beginning of the month.
Yes, you guys did. Nope, you guys did, and you guys can add those to your spell roster if you subtract the gold.
Okay. Oh, we got to roll for it as well, haven't we?
Yeah, you do. But you can keep trying. I mean, you don't lose the spell if you fuck it up. So you've
Yeah, I
got
think
the original copy there. You just keep it in mind.
again.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a go at, because I think I can only learn one of them at the moment, can't I? Because I can't learn
Correct.
the rank one.
Correct.
But I will have a go at learning that. Was it Dawnflower's Light? So what do I need to? I need to roll a religion, don't I?
Yes, you do.
What's the DC for that?
I think it's your caster DC. And I think, let me look at the spells. I think it's only a flat 20, but I'll double check.
But I think
I think it's the level of the spell, isn't it?
there.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, it's to do with it's the spell rank and rarity that affects it, I think.
I'm looking at it right here. You're looking at what I've got here is, okay. So we want out for rank, so it's going to be 4 hours for you. Tip DC. I'm going to add 5 for the rarity, and that's all I'm going to do. So the DC for the 4th level. Yep.
Oh, well, we'll give it a go.
20,
Sorry
20
if it gets
man.
noisy. Sorry if it gets noisy, guys. The guy next door is mowing our lawn now.
Oh, that's cool. I can't hear anything.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And I have to say, oh my God, Javin, you sound awesome. Just 1 second. Hasn't been any buzzing. Check you out. Did it on the first try. Brian, I know you weren't on Discord, but they did find a scroll, and the scroll did have several spells on it. Let me see the scroll. I'll bring it up here and share it.
So that cost me 36 gold, doesn't it? Because it's full frank.
Yes.
Cool. I shall subtract that.
I will show this to everybody so you can see it and click on the buttons. Oh, I can't because it's an item that they give me to show off. There was an arcane spell inside there, Brian. That level spell is 3. It is a rare spell called Bone Finesse. It is arcane. Its range is touch one target or one weapon that is either wielded by a member of the Red Manus or praying Red Manus. Leg strike is one of the targets, but what it does is the target weapon becomes imbued with Ashik's power and glows softly in crimson light. Akin to that shed by a candle. When a creature with a skeleton or exoskeleton takes damage from the strike delivered by this weapon, the creature's bones nearest to the wound instantly sprout jagged, sharp-edged spurs, and it flays the flesh around the outside of the creature, causing them to erupt with spurs. The spurs do 6d6 worth of piercing damage.
Okay.
There's that 6th level spell, and then there is Fate Travels. It is a 3rd level spell. This one is you get a vision of the creature when it's alive and in the last 10 minutes of travel. This vision gives you the clear impression of the route it took and the location it visited, if any, but not any creature or hazards in the area. This information is enough to automatically succeed at tracking a creature over that distance.
Okay.
So you can actually touch a corpse and know where it's come from. And what may have happened to it, but not who did it, what to it, just where it's been.
Try and put these in my book.
Only if you make the learn spell. And since these are 3rd level, your DC is going to be 5 higher because they're both red, so 25, or rare. So 25 for both spell. Or you gotta do it for each one, sorry. And then it's going to cost you 32 gold total.
I don't have the money.
You got 500 gold, dude. Everybody does. You were all given the gold. Because you, yeah, it's on your character, dude.
I looked at my character and I didn't see that much gold.
Oh, you got 42.
Yeah, but I had to spend on making that rune fire rune for my store.
Yeah, that's what you got left over is 42 after you spend it. So you still got enough to do the 2 spells, or one of them if you want, and still have some gold. Scroll's not going anywhere, so you can always do it when you get more gold too, or you can pass and not add either of those to your spell book. What would you like to do?
What am I rolling now? I'm sorry.
You're just going to roll your spell DC to learn a new spell so that you can write it in your book. And then per spell, it's 16 gold pieces. If you wanted to do both of them, they are 32. So when you go into your character underneath your spells, you'll notice that you have your spell DC. Right at the top. It says spell DC 22, and there's a little thing by it. You just give that maybe a roll. And if you get higher than the 25 you need, you learn that spell. just mirrored does our background actually have the horse cropping?
Oh yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Is it funny that you don't notice these things?
Well, I normally have all the volumes way down.
Yeah.
Did you roll it?
Getting ready to.
Cool, man.
Oh,
I'm gonna tap
Nope.
for a second.
Okay. Do you want to try the other one?
Yeah.
Okay. So fates travel. Try it. Go ahead and roll it again.
False.
Okay. The spells are still there in the scroll, and all you were out of it is 16 gold. You lose half, I believe, of what you invested.
Okay.
Failure, you failed to learn the spell, maybe try again. Try after you gain a level, so maybe next level 8 you get it.
Yeah, were they crit fails, or was it the normal fail?
25, he would have had a crit fail, would have been a 15. So he barely avoided crit fail.
Okay, so yeah, normal fails don't cost you anything.
Yeah, so you didn't lose any money.
But you had.
Cool. All right, so
Re-roll those, right?
nope. You won't get a chance to reroll those till you go up a level to learn a spell. Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you use a mythic point.
You can do that and roll with mythic proficiency. That is true. You have 3 points if you want to do that. If so, turn on mythic time. Do it again.
It's mythic time.
Woohoo! Yeah, while he's doing that, I felt really proud of myself. I don't normally code in Java in any way, shape, or form, but I figured out how to add a Java button for Eli so that he can click my tripods on and it removes his kickback.
Excellent.
I know, I'll pat myself on the back. So just like you guys have a light, torch button and some other ones, he has one that says tripod used.
Well done, thank you.
what does kickback do?
-2 was shot man.
Oh,
Yeah, the gun slides backwards, but also he could take feats like Shooter's Leap, where he actually gets an extra 15 foot if he jumps in the air and fires his gun, because he uses the recoil to shoot him through the fucking air.
ah.
Yeah. This is a bigger gun. It kicks a lot.
Oh, what the?
So weird.
2d20. I don't know what he rolled, but that's a wild 2d20.
Yeah. I'm actually going to do it from this character sheet. Mythic time wasn't turned on, so let's see what that does to adjust the roll, if anything. I'm rolling one out of his character.
Oh.
No, it doesn't really increase the roll. He didn't either, so gotta wait till the next level. But no critical fails, that's a good thing. It's really close. Okay. And that's... because those are 2 different attempts. So I take off the mythic points. All right. At that, I believe that's the end of the month, and now I'm going to move forward. They have come. And, go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
With the revelation about the farm, I was wondering if I could make a farming lore check to know about salt and its effects on farm fields.
Sure. Knowledge nature.
I actually have the lore skill farming.
Cool. Check your ass out.
That ain't gonna
It
cut
did me no fucking good.
Yeah, 9 bonus to that bitch too. Okay. As you guys are eating food, it's been a month. You know you're gonna go down and visit the city at some point, but one of the heralds has come in. Do you guys want to give your herald a name? Do you want me to just call him Herald? He'll be the one that deals with you on your monthly things.
Herald.
Harold. Okay. Harold comes and he goes, my lords, my ladies. That was fucking weird. My shit just rebooted. My screen did. That's cool. That's weird. Okay, my lords and my ladies, I need to inform you that there has been some melody down by the kingdom. One of the new areas we were funding and actually procuring. There's some farmers that were there. When we checked upon these farmers, few of them were dead. And I thought we'd bring it to your attention. Not really sure what killed them, but we thought with such skill in our monarchy that you could possibly look into it. The people are getting a little scared about it. We're not really sure what to do. Now what I'm doing right now is you'll have specific events for your kingdom that will happen regardless of what you do in your roles. This is one of them. He says, if you want, I can show you the way to where this took place, and maybe from there you will gain insight, be able to quell some of the rising unrest the community is feeling about murders and such in the lock.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Okay, he leads you down to an area where you find a small little bit of an encampment. This is the area you just claimed, Hex just claimed there was some farmers that were living well away from that temple, because Hex is a 12-mile area, as you guys know. They were living way away from it. They had no idea there was any temple or anything there, but it appears they've only been dead for a few days. Now, since this is a kingdom event, any one of you that are invested in the kingdom or even leaders in the kingdoms can do a diplomacy check to see if you can figure out what happened and what may have killed these two farmers in two different houses. Who would like to make the roll? This is where you decide amongst you, or your leader goes, "Damn it, I know you're good at diplomacy, you do it, Dave." You go.
He who feels like they're better in diplomacy.
I got a
Bueller.
plus 17.
I got a +1.
Okay. Then we're gonna do it that way.
I'm barely fluent in common.
That's awesome. Grim's over there going, I don't know, I speak like 5 different languages and maybe 12 different dialects and understand the cultures of the 14 different continents.
But doesn't speak up.
Yeah, he just did. He's got a plus 17 to diplomacy.
I can't hear anything.
Oh.
I hear the background noise and I'm trying to turn
Okay.
shit down. All of a sudden,
Yeah, hold on a second. Hey guys, let's take a break. I think she's having an audio problem. I'll help her with that. We haven't had a break in a
and
couple
this
minutes.
one's
Sound good?
going.
And then I'll let you
Sounds
guys
good.
make the rules after that.
Speaking of languages and stuff, I do actually have a language slot to fill, and I'm not quite sure what language to fill it with.
And somehow I can't turn these off.
Oh, that's probably
English is a good one.
This probably came on and
See,
took over.
I'm torn between something that's going to be kind of
But I can hear this stuff. I just
something that
can't
would be, might
hear
actually be a bit more
Discord.
useful.
But
Because I could pick Boggart or I could pick Kuthona, both of which are uncommon, but they're on my list
So here,
of things I'm
right
allowed
click
to
this
do.
one and see which one it is.
it's supposed to be this one.
It'll change when another device comes in. Sometimes it'll freak out.
Well, you
So
don't have
hands
it.
free.
I've got an empty
Hello Kitty Bluetooth one.
This is the razor.
from an int boost.
The razor.
at level
This
5.
one, razor. The one below.
Okay, that one. That's what happened.
You guys hear
Now
me?
see if you can hear okay now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great volume this time too.
There you go. I heard it coming out of there. It was real loud. Sorry.
All
Yeah.
right, try
I think you
again.
just got talked over and she didn't hear you.
Yeah.
Can you hear me okay now?
Hey, can you guys talk again?
But no, I mean, I've had to go change like all the background noises to off
Yeah.
as well.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, her headset accidentally one of her other Bluetooth headsets kicked on, and Discord being Discord decided to automatically allocate itself to another headset. So she's like, what the
there's
fuck
a
is
new
everybody
device.
saying? It's like, Jesus Christ, you know, so,
Well, the thing is you can't shut it off.
yeah, it's an aggressive headset.
Okay, so somebody said something and I didn't hear shit. So, who said what? I'm sorry. Why does everybody go quiet when I
Well, they're not sure which thing you miss. That's kind of like saying, I didn't see something. What didn't I see?
She didn't hear what Brian. She didn't hear anything Brian said.
Oh, Brian said he had a 17 in diplomacy.
Okay.
That's why. And so he can make the roll when he feels like making the roll. That sounds great. And see, standardly with these, there'll be more theater of the mind unless there's actually a reason for the characters to get physically involved. So, But what you guys do come out to is you come out to a really ruined-looking farmhouse. There's actually like 4 of them out here, so it's not really one of your farm established farms. Those are considered 500 farmers and hands, so they're really big. So this is just straggler farms. What did he get? Oh shit, that's good enough. Okay. Well, you were able to deduce that it looks like something that shredded them was bigger than a bear. You're pretty sure that by looking around the area, don't know why they wanted to do a diplomacy, probably because they gather information. You talked to a few of the other farms that said, oh, a few weeks back they thought there was a bear out in the forest, but they were really scared. But another guy who followed it thinking he was going to kill the bear and get a great pelt to wear over the winter, found out it wasn't a fucking bear. It was a wolf, a half man, half wolf that stood 12 feet fucking tall. And he booked, but he thought, maybe he was having too much of the Applejack and he was dreaming it or something else like that. So he didn't say anything to anybody else,
So
Gotta like your Applejack, I'm just saying.
just encourage everyone to watch that movie. What was that movie called?
100 Beavers? This fucking movie's awesome if you guys haven't seen it.
It is a 12-foot tall half man, half wolf?
Yes. Oh, he was close. Oh, he did it with a mythic roll too. Damn. Pretty badass. Okay. So you buy that description, you think you have an idea where that's at. It's in an unclaimed forested hex that you have to travel to, that he was hunting in. It was close to a hex territory, and I will move everybody to that screen so I can actually ping it for you, so you know where the hell I'm talking about. So I'm sitting there going, it's close to this. You guys are like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's like, I didn't see that. And I'm like, no, there you go. We shall activate that scene. I'm back, James. Back again. Over here. So it says right here on the edge of this forest is where he tracked that creature.
Okay.
And since you guys know what this area is now, I'm going to just leave that, and I'm going to destroy the plant because you did already kill it. So there's nothing really cursing that area again. Are you going to go explore that area? If so, I will move you from your kingdom, because that's really where you're at when you get this notice. So that takes 1 day into a claimed hex. You get no encounters. I will let everybody camp if you guys want to, if you need to restore any abilities, but I don't think you've done anything. Do we need to do a camping session? Is there any reason people would want that? Maybe? Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, at that we can break it down to Eli's normally the one doing your scouting. He can do a perception check to see if he sees the location. After he does that, I will need him to roll 2 12-sided dice and add them together.
Okay.
And this is a day in the future.
2 12-sided?
Yep. And then a perception check as well. Okay. So you are hitting this at high noon. Figures it's fucking Eli high noon. Why is midday night? No. There we go. Night 20. Oh, it's rainy. I just needed to know the weather. So it did it for me. But I did it with a crit. Not because. So. Alrighty. You guys stealthily make your way along a path that was said to have been followed by the hunter. He was following an old deer path. You get out to this area, and you can see that the landscape is a little tore up, like something big had come through here. Maybe a while back, you're not really sure. I will let Knot or whoever has an expert in nature go ahead and do a roll, and they can tell when something came through this area.
Oh, well. Only got 20.
Only got a 20, huh?
Yeah, I rolled a 2.
Okay. You think it's fresh, like within the last day, maybe. At that.
Okay, can it be tracked?
And you guys move into this area. I'm going to kick the characters out of the icon. There we go. That kind of cool. How I did that? I did too. Moving you guys around so not standing on top of each other. You find a small area where the trees have been tore up. You see that they're ruined and dead. In front of you is what looks like a Stonehenge. You can hear murmuring coming from the other side. You're not really sure what's going on. Those that are able to perceive can see somewhere about, 60, right at the edge, about 60 feet away, is what looks like a giant, a frost giant, but he's got a horn coming out of the center of his forehead. He's still crystalline blue in color, but he's also got only one eye in the center of his head. You may all do a knowledge arcane on this creature, if you have it. The DC is 25.
Is it a true giant? Like, can I use my religion on it?
Yes, you can.
Damn. That's funny.
You got damn the roll.
The only way I could get it was an at 20.
Very cool, very cool. Okay, those that made anything over the 25 were critical. That is it looks like it's a cyclops, but a frost cyclops? Not unheard of. I mean, I guess frost giants could make cyclops. There's nothing stopping them from getting down and hoedown. So, you know. As you guys see it, I will do a perception check relative to. And that will depend on initiative. There we go. I see anybody below me on initiative. How does that sound?
We got to roll initiative.
Yes. Everybody needs to roll initiative by either clicking on their characters.
Oh, I'm down as fatigued at the moment for some reason.
You have to fix that earlier.
That's because we slept in our armor.
Who is?
But I'm not wearing armor.
Let me check. Anybody that's got conditions, I will remove them. Yeah.
And we've got a
Got divine
Yargo in the
health.
list as well there.
Well, Divine Health is being close to Iraq. She has an orb.
Right.
So,
What are we rolling for initiative?
perception. Seeing him.
Cool.
Nice.
Oh.
Natural 1.
Ouch.
Well,
Oh. Okay.
anybody else got fatigued? I don't think so. Nope, I'm not seeing. Anybody else notice fatigue? Please let me know. We'll take it off. Okay.
Eli's showing us having it
Yes.
when I hover over his character.
Let me hit Eli real quick.
I don't see an effects, but I do see it in, same place.
And stats are
Yeah,
cast different.
indeed.
Holy moly.
There we go.
Cool.
Okay, that.
Stats are totally different than I remember. Okay.
Yeah, they're way different. Cooler in some ways, not cooler in other ways, but you know.
I'm reading through it, so
Okay.
it doesn't have a set amount of charges. It gets charges every day.
Yes. Exactly. And you affect those charges. Okay, we're going to start combat. Grim, it's your turn. You're not really sure what to make of this thing. It's like I said, some type of cross between a frost giant and a cyclops. But it seemed like it was praying. But as it's praying, you notice there's something weird going on with it as well. Like movement under its skin.
Do diplomacy.
Roll it.
Oh, that was close.
He roars. You got two more actions.
Oh, Grim, you're still on Mythic, by the way. Unless you meant to Mythic that one.
You uncheck the
Got it.
mythic panel. Thank you.
Yeah, which means I should subtract from this as well. But we'll do that next one. Okay. Any other two actions you want to do? Spells.
Do diplomacy again.
What are you attempting to do this time? Just as an attitude?
Yeah.
Okay, well that would be like doing a demoralize or a something else like that. So if you look at your ability with, you can choose to do one of the other abilities there. You can try to demoralize him, like using intimidation or something like that, or something else. But otherwise, as to calm him down, you've already tried. You can't do that again. Not today.
Where's he at?
Over here. I will show everybody so you can see. He is right there. He's blending in. And then I'll move everybody back to the party area. Back there. You can also move and cast spells.
Where did I go?
A little.
Oh, can I pop a couple of spells that I would have cast first thing in the morning? Because they're...
Sure. If they have long hour durations, yes.
Oh.
Okay, there we go.
And I'm done.
Yeah, because also that one's got
Okay.
a 1 minute cast time, so I wouldn't have got it off now.
Right. Right, your turn.
Also, it's worth knowing about. So I've just posted Vital Beacon in the chat, but essentially you can touch me for a heal.
That's nice. I do have an important question to ask. Can you suppress the visual effective enchantments, or are they always going off?
They're usually always going on, especially if they're like flaming or electrical.
Okay, I just wanted to check to see how pissed off this thing would be to see me. I'm going to spend
You're
my
right.
mythic
It
points.
sounds great.
Okay.
For Godspeed, sorry, my push to talk key is shift. I need to fix that.
Okay. Sounds like the headset's working good.
Oh, it's working great. Thank you.
Yeah. No. Oh, sorry, I did two Godspeed. My bad. You got one Godspeed. There you go. Let's do that. Okay.
And then I'm going to move up. Which, let's see how far it'll let me go. Okay, cool. And then I don't think I get the hasted action this turn, do I?
Yeah, you do. You should get it immediately every round as soon as you pop it, so you get the extra move action. Oh, no, you don't because you did Godspeed and it only is at the beginning. Sorry. My bad. You don't.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's the conundrum with it is the round you pop it, you've already passed your first activity in the round, and its qualification is it's used at the beginning of the round. Gotcha.
Okay. Just to specify real quick, I am going to have my sword and a two-handed grip.
Sounds great. You're done?
Absolutely.
Okay, his turn. He goes, and he changes slowly into what looks like a giant fucking 12-foot tall werewolf with blue edges and blood flowing out of him as well. Yeah, somebody infected this thing with a lycanthropy. Fun, isn't it now? As it screams, you know. Oh. No, the fun part is that was his first action. His second action is to move here. Which brings it over here. That was 15 of its move. He's got 35. There's the rest of it. Actually, I don't need to be that close. I'll be right here. I'm going to target you. You watched him run through a gate and pop out another gate.
I just got a notification saying that I may use my reactive strike. Am I
Yes,
able
you
to
can.
hit yes?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Don't forget to target me.
As you hear
Good call, because I
arrive,
definitely did forget that.
as you hear a rat from the back. Hey, what did we just talk about, man?
Yeah. We talked about boom.
This is tactical.
Oh shit, it was a critical too. Damn, homie.
Wow.
So now is a good time to mention that he now has 1d10 lingering fire damage.
Okay, it should automatically do all of this if it was part of the rune you added to your weapon.
That it was.
So let's see if this auto applies all this stuff. It should. Oh, check that
A little
out.
bit of damage.
And then you notice the 1 to 10 has its own persistent fire, so it's going to track it for us, dude.
Fuck yeah.
And I will take that damage. Okay. Oh, okay. It did something wrong there. All right. When I did the flip, it flipped its character too. Hold on a second. I gotta change the dimensions of that. 62. Holy fucking shit, that's nice. Damn.
Fighters are fucking scary.
No, that's cool. It's all good stuff, man. All right, there we go. And now his attack.
Actually, I lied. I thought weapon specialization wasn't taken into effect, so I manually input it. That damage should be 6 lower.
Oh, okay. I'll just give him a +6. Oh, nice. Oh, I did target you. I targeted myself. That was fucking stupid. All right.
I mean, that would be a hit.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a hit. He's got 2 to try. That's a fumble load. You blew that one out. He gets a card on that one. Damn. Melee. You deal attack normal damage to your shield. Fire. I don't have shield. Okay, didn't affect me.
Or was it an unarmed strike?
Yeah, it was well, he's got claws, so I think that would still be considered, but yeah, I'll give it I'll give it 2 dice piercing. Okay. Did that give it to you? It did. I'm gonna do that. Hey, you just took off the 6 you gave me. There we go. So he takes takes that. All right, now his damage from his hit. And there's your damage. He's done. Your turn.
I touched something and it broke. I can't click on my character without it putting up that.
Oh, that's
That's
just your.
my aura, I know, but I can't move. I touched something and it broke.
I'm still moving. There you go.
Sweet, thank you.
I use 5 feet to get your move.
You did 5.
Yeah. It should keep adding it for you.
So move would be 50. No. Yeah,
Yeah, all right.
sorry. Whee! That was my move. Can I raise my shield?
Yes. That's an action too. Hit your button.
Got it.
Cool. There's yours. All right. Not.
Okay. Ragnar. Well, you don't want it. I know somebody who will. I'm not going to move yet. First thing I'm doing is. There you go, Eli. Haste.
Oh, nice.
You get an extra strike. This baby.
Nice.
So you can swing.
And you have one other action on?
Yep. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing to do that. I'm going to. Just like a ledge here, we got to go up a path. I can go. Oh no, click my character. There you go. There we go.
Okay. Eli.
Yeah, I gotta move up. There you go. Let's say 30. Yeah, that's 2 moves. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna move there, and I'm gonna set the tripod.
Okay. That's part of your draw action, so your weapon's drawn at the same time too, so you could fire with your last one.
Oh.
Because if you got, because I read your tripod when I was building it, it says it has to be so you have to have it in one hand, but as you draw the weapon, the tripod comes out for you to use automatically. You don't have a set ability you have to do to it.
Okay.
So you can just fire.
I better target the guy. Yeah. I had to load it. Okay, so that's my turn.
Oh, we can say you were loaded. Go ahead and fire. Because you would have had your guns already loaded. Yeah, you guys are walking for a day. Yeah, that's a shot.
Kablamo.
No doubt. Give him a damage. Close to a critical, man. 1 point away.
Yep. Oh.
Oh, 17, nice. Shoot him down. All right.
Cool.
Oh, wait, no. Yeah, that was 1, 2, and 3. Yep. And then your move.
You should have 4. You should have 4
We
actually.
did move. Pulled it out. Shot. Oh, you can do a reload. Oh, he did 2 moves. Sorry.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, is there any other like walls here I've got to climb or anything like that, or is it just a straight walk up the hill?
It's straight. This dirt ground, a little uneven. No higher trains.
Oh, what is the
Oh,
footage
that's a
on
big
that?
one. Still, hang on, I've got to actually. There we go, helps if I take it out of measure mode. Assuming I've got line of sight to him from there.
Yes, you do.
Cool. I'm going to zap him with some needle darts.
It's always a good thing.
I think I have levels for you.
Yes, and some silvery ones.
Look at you. Getting crafty there.
Or not.
Sorry.
Excuse me.
Okay, that's my 3 actions.
Alrighty. The horses are staying steady.
That's good.
We come.
Especially
The man with the grim.
Alright, I'm done.
Okay. Right.
Alrighty. So for action number 1, I'm going to move up into his face. Action number 2, I'm going to attempt a... Well, first let me change my grip as a free action. Action number 2 is going to be me attempting a grab.
Go for it.
Now that I have him grabbed, I'm going to attempt a dazing blow.
Go for it.
Right on the money.
Yep.
Beautiful.
So he is now stunned 1. Make sure it's got a stun in there.
Well, he does have
It's
to
gonna
make
do
the save, because he might fail and get stunned 2, or it might critically succeed.
Okay. Target to make sure that I got him for the save. I'll roll that.
Yep.
24.
Yeah, critical success.
That shouldn't be a critical success at 24. 'Cause I think it's against my... Yeah, it should be a pass, but not a critical. Because it's a DC 23.
Yep.
That's what I clicked on the button. Oh, okay. Interesting. Alright, well, he didn't get a critical, so he's got the stun 2, I believe. Check to make sure he gave us one. Success creature stun 1. Here we go. Drop it in there. Bam. Yes, stun 1.
Critical success by 1. How's it?
I don't know how I got that. That's really weird.
That is super bizarre. And then I'm going to do it again one more time just for shits and giggles.
Maybe he has an ability that makes a success a critical success.
I'll look on him real quick and see if he does have any abilities.
Something that could affect that, I would think. It's crossed out. Success, critical success. But it's got to have something against incapacitation.
Oh yeah, any of his saves that are a save are a critical save. Yep, if it's fortification.
Fine.
Oh,
So that's why I gave him a critical. Oh man, did this sucker just pop me out again? Can you guys hear me okay? Oh, I can't hear you. Hold on. I got to relog back into the game because my phone did its thing again. Give me just a second. I can't hear anybody right now, so hold on just a second, please. Anybody talking? Oh, yeah, I can't.
Nope, you're good.
No, I can't hear. I know
The
you.
big one or the little one?
You guys can't hear me yet. I gotta log out and log back in real quick. Sorry. My Bluetooth on my phone blew me
Yeah,
out
let
again.
me get it. Discord. Hello? I think,
I did get on it.
yeah. He had to leave for a second. Something's going on with Discord. I know, right?
Go ahead and loot the monster.
So you guys can hear me okay?
Yeah.
I can't hear anybody still. Alright, hold on.
Oh.
Have another Bluetooth fight over there? Sounds like the Bluetooth is kicking ass over at Rusty's house.
Every once in a while.
I honestly think it might be a ghost. Seriously.
Yeah, I got a few of those inside.
Are Colleen's other headset trying to get on Robert's system now? That's like
You know,
Bluetooth device.
the worst of it is it's over here behind me flashing. And it's another Hello Kitty one, so the ears are flashing. And the, oh my god. Like, it's distracting me.